Good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Great to be here with you on a Tuesday morning. What an eventful Monday it was in Padre land. And, we should be used to it at this point. The offseason typically is pretty wild. Spent my day yesterday on the phone with a lot of people trying to, get a little bit more info about everything that went down at Petco Park with Mike Shildt retiring. We got some updates on it. Got a new piece by Dennis Lin that I think is really, really interesting. I actually texted with Mike Shildt last night. Can fill you in on the details of that convo, but I feel like I did my due diligence yesterday as a, member of Ben and Woods and somebody that knows Shildt a little bit. We'll talk about all of it today. Good morning. I'm Woodsy. That's Paul Reindl, executive producer. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor, joins us as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning. I like that. Your regular MLB insider Stephen Woods doing his due diligence behind the scenes, texting his sources.
Yeah, tons, actually.
Getting it all done. I love that.
I talked to a bunch of people via text and phone. Well, it got because people kept calling me. like our buddy Mailman Jack calls me and he's like, give me the real story. And I'm like, I don't know the real story. And I said, I've got some texts out. I've got some, talk to one person yesterday. And man, I'm telling you, it just got, and listen, like you hear with every story, you get a million different points of view early, and then it kind of starts to drill down, and then you hear from the source himself, and you go, okay, starting to come into light again. And I'll tell you guys what I know later in the show. This is for stretching out and getting loose a little bit. But it was a minorly hectic day. Like, it was a lot of phone calls, which I know drives my wife nuts. When I'm home and she's home and the kids are home, she does not like me walking around on the phone. I can't sit still in a certain, I can't sit in an office and shut the door. I have to move. So I'm outside, I'm inside, I'm back in the kitchen, I'm back in our bedroom, and I'm just pacing and I'm talking to a dozen different people, and it makes her insane. And I know it does, and I apologize.
I don't know how Jeff Passan and Adam Schefter do it. Like, the constant, you were doing that about one story. They are doing it about 100 stories all at once with, contacts throughout an entire league, like 30 teams. They have to do that all the time for 30 to 32 teams, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
I bet the San Diego Padres take up 17 to 18% of their time. Like it takes up 95% of our time, And those guys, I don't know how they do it. I really, really don't know how they do it. The other thing I was doing, too, I had other dials that I had to make yesterday. This is the worst week of the year for me, and it's baseball related. So I'm playing in a tournament next week out in Arizona. I'm taking my old team, the San Diego A's, out to Arizona. Played in it when we very first started the show a couple of times. It was a tradition every year. And I got 22 guys on the roster right now. They switched the schedule up on me yesterday. Our first game is at 8 p.m. at night. I'm dead asleep at 8 p.m. at night. So I don't even know what I'm going to do. Okay. It's 8 p.m. So I'm taking the crew out there. Here's the other thing. You got 22 guys and everyone's committed, right? Oh yeah, I'm in. This is 22's been whittled down from about 40 that were committed. And people, oh, bro, my mother-in-law, something's going on. I got to fly out here. Okay, no problem. Oh, dude, I totally forgot. It's this birthday thing. Okay, no problem. Dude, I'm just not going to be able to make it. Okay, no problem. And you get it whittled down, and you think you got your final 22. And yesterday you send out the final email of, here's your waiver. I honest to God, I had to put in it. Look, because these are adult men. I had to put in it. It's going to be cold at the night games. Make sure you bring something warm. Don't forget your belt. Bring your spikes. Make sure you also bring plastics. Don't forget your catcher's gear.
Bring your sippy.
Bring your sippy cup, because this has happened before. The first tournament I ever played in, my catcher showed up. He's like, hey, man, and we're 10 minutes to game time. 10 minutes. He goes, I forgot my catcher's gear, my only catcher. And I go, what do you mean you forgot your catcher's gear? I left it in my my garage in L.A.
Oh, my God.
And I go, excuse me, I've never managed a tournament before. There's a million people around. It's such good competition. And I go, are you out of your mind? How do you forget your catcher's gear if you're a catcher? And I had to walk up to some old man who just finished his game. He's taking his gear off. I go, I'll give you $50 to rent your gear for this game. He's like, done. And then he's like, just leave it here. When you're done, I'll come back and get it. Benny, in this thing, I'm like, here's the other rule. If you're not at the field 30 minutes before the game, you will not play. We do not do show and go out of the car, putting your belt on. I go 30 minutes. I have to make a lineup. You will not play. This is where our address is. Here's where you need to go. I'm literally just holding these guys' wieners and dragging them.
Are you sure you shouldn't have been a third grade teacher? That sounds like third grade teacher behavior, but for adults.
And the other part is this. So you send that email out, right? You go like this, you hit submit, and then you walk away from the computer and you slowly come back to look and see if anyone's like, oh, dude, anytime my phone buzzes, I go, oh, God, he's bailing. Like one of my best players, I texted him yesterday. And I'm like, hey, man, can't wait to see you on Tuesday. Nothing back yet. So I'm like, you guys are going to wait till the last minute. We're going to end up out there with 13 guys.
All you need is
and we're
9,
be
right? You got 9. You're good.
You got 9, you're good. But in a potential 7-8 games, 9 ain't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. So this is the worst week of all time. Like checking those emails, constantly going, oh God, who's gonna bail? It just makes me sick every year.
Do you remember? I'm thinking about you getting them to sign their waivers and return them.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? I don't know if this happened to you when you were in elementary school, but when the teacher would safety pin like a paper to your shirt to take home to make sure your parents saw it.
Never had that.
But that never happened to you? Because I remember it happening at least a couple of times to me. It was not an uncommon practice when I was at least in school.
Was the thought the kids don't know how to undo the safety pin?
I think it was simply, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just,
I know as soon as I leave that classroom, I'm just ripping it off.
No,
yeah,
but
you're running around this piece of paper
it wasn't like
dangling.
a punishment or like it wasn't a bad thing. It was simply like, we need you to sign this permission slip, and they didn't want you to forget. Like, don't put it in your backpack, don't put it in a folder, and then forget to tell your parents. So this was, they'd safety pin it to your shirt. But
I automatically assumed it was like a punishment.
No. It was more just, this is a way that we know the parents will see it, because if it's on their kid's shirt when they get home from school, it'll be there. But I remember feeling it's very humiliating to have something pinned to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
scarlet letter,
but
basically.
Now you know why, because we all still forget our entire lives. You just forget all the little details and minutiae of life.
I can't tell you, dude, how I can't tell you how stressful it is. It's massively stressful. It's massively, massively stressful. And then if, again, I always tell my kids, this is a standard lesson at home. If something happens, don't be afraid to tell me now. I can handle it now in the moment. If you wait 6, 8, 10, 12 hours and then come to me, and whatever the case may be, tell me now so I can deal with it now. You're going to be in a little trouble. But if I find out 12 hours later, like, if you're going to bail so that I can replace you. This isn't hard. We're not married. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to come to your house and beat you to death.
The cover-up's always worse than the crime.
The cover-up's way worse than the crime. Don't get to Monday when I'm like packing my car and you're my star shortstop and you're like, hey, bro, I can't make it. Tell me now so I can find a replacement level shortstop. And it's stupid. But I'm thinking about this yesterday, Ben, as I'm trying to put a team of 22 people together and get them dialed in. And I kept thinking about AJ Preller. And I kept thinking about his staff. And I kept thinking about the hour and a half of work I put in to build a team. Just an hour and a half to like get the emails and here's the fields and bring your plastics and bring a belt. And I kept thinking about, now imagine doing it with how many players make up an organization?
Well over 100.
Well over 100. Easily over 100. Between all levels,
all the
players,
levels,
players.
Probably 150 or so.
Right.
Yeah.
Managing them, managing their coaches, overseeing all of it.
I was going to say like 200.
Maybe 200. Maybe 200. Like the new rookies, the Dominican league guys and everything.
Arizona extended spring.
Yeah, probably over 200 actually.
And you sit there and you go, you oversee all of it, which you delegate a lot of stuff, certainly.
Hiring professionals,
of
hopefully,
course,
to handle some of these things.
But still, we need a shortstop. We need an outfielder. We are down 3 outfielders. We're down 4 pitchers. And the thought of it, man, made me I was like, I don't know how these guys do this job on a daily basis. It is just insane.
Elisa says Woods is essentially dating 20 plus men at once.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'll tell you, I was talking to one of our buddies and I go,
you up for baseball?
Yeah. Hey, what's up? Are you up? Are you in? You out? I told our buddy Bruffy that we play with, I said, I will not rest until Wednesday night when everyone shows up to the field. Until the box of jerseys is empty, I will not rest. I won't be able to chill and relax because I can't even impart to you.
But then once you get there,
it'll be great.
Well, yes, but then you have to worry about what they're doing late at night. Will they get up in the morning?
Interesting point.
Ready to play the next game.
So a couple years back, we go out to Arizona, and one of the guys did the thing where he's like, hey, my buddy's also a pitcher. You want me to bring him? And I'm like, 100%. Can never have too many arms. Buddy met a girl one night, started doing crystal meth, never saw him again. Disappeared.
Wow.
And my
That's not where I thought that was going.
The guy that brought him was like, he met some girl and they were like doing meth and he's in a room right now. And I was like,
God.
I go, he goes, he got jumped too. He's all beat up. I was like, all right, well, we got a game to win. Check on him.
Cross him off then.
Cross him off then. Cross him off. So you're telling me he's not starting today?
Apparently
he's not going to be. He's not on the bump. So now I got to find a new pitcher. On my life, he met a girl. He got jumped. He got jumped first. Met a girl. They did crystal meth, and I never saw the dude again. Didn't show up to any other games. He was in some hotel room or something. So these are the things you deal with when you're out there. I mean, it is like the craziest thing of all time. So I'm trying to be calm through it all, but I spent my day working on the Mike Shildt story and working on this team. And it's such a labor of love. It really is such a labor of love, because once you get out there and you get to playing with the boys again, facing some really good competition on the big league fields, I mean, it just doesn't get any better. That's why a golf trip is so easy. Yeah, I got 4 guys. We're going to go. We're going to meet out. We're all going to stay in this Airbnb. We all have our own room.
No one ever forgets to bring their golf clubs.
No, you never forget your golf clubs. Never.
No one ever forgets their golf clubs.
Never, ever.
Every once in a while, they lose them, like the airplane doesn't have them.
Yeah.
No one just said, I forgot to pack my golf clubs on my golf trip.
It's logistics for me. It's weird because I won't let anybody else do it, but I really hate doing it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want anybody else to organize and run this tournament because I don't think anybody can do it as well as I can, but I absolutely loathe most of the doing it. And
you'd be more stressed by wondering if things are getting done if someone else was in charge.
It's exactly right. It's exactly right. Like,
I know that feeling.
You know that feeling? So like Paulie would actually be really good at the logistics. He knows how to make spreadsheets. I should have had him as my assistant manager.
This is like having teenage children.
Yes.
And you want to delegate responsibility to them around the house, but you also want it to get done. And the instinct is always, I'm just going to do it myself because I just want to get it done. I don't want to wait on them. I don't want to wait on them to do it. I just want it done. I want it done right the way I like it done.
So you end up doing 99%
so I end
of
up doing it because I want to make sure it's done right.
But then do you yell at them for not doing it?
No, because I jump in and just do it before I even give them a chance.
And they know that, dude.
They're getting better, though.
I'm terrible at delegating. I've always been bad at it.
Yeah.
Like, I just would rather do it myself.
I'm okay at like saying, hey, can we get this clip posted? But I'm not good about saying, hey, it's in your hands. Hey, you deal with the travel, you deal with the fees, you deal with the uniforms, and I'll make out the game day lineups. No, it doesn't work that way with me. So it's hard, man. It's hard. But I'm so looking forward to it. It's something we haven't done in many years. Bo was a baby when we won our last championship. And I don't know, like, is it goofy? Yeah, it's goofy as hell. I saw myself. This is funny. So the other day I'm going to play baseball on Tuesday night, last Tuesday night for the tier ones. And I pull up to a gas station and I walk inside and I realized I usually wear shorts and like an undershirt and like slides or whatever. And then I kind of change at the field. Well, I went full uni as I drove the game because it was cold. I was put like all the layers on. So I walk into 7-Eleven to get like a Gatorade, and I noticed the reflection of myself in the window in full uniform at 5 o'clock on a Tuesday night. It's a 50-year-old man. And I go, oh no. Come on, Peter Pan. I was like, what are you doing, dude? I was like, guys are like, open the door, like, yeah, come on in, bud. Like,
Halloween's in 3 weeks, pal.
I was so embarrassed, dude. I was. And I looked at myself in this reflection and I go, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then I went and played. And I was like, that's why I do it. Because I had the time of my life.
I think the irony is always, though, that dressing in a baseball uniform out in the wild is something that an actual baseball player would never do. Ever do. You'd never be walking.
Look at this guy.
You'd never be walking around Jackson Merrill at 7-Eleven wearing his full Padres uniform while he's there. Dude,
Gosh, this is Jackson Merrill.
I will never forget the silhouette of me staring there going, come on. In the glass, yes. I was so mortified for a hot second. Man. I'm telling you, it's and many people said to me, I get DMs about it when I talk about it. They're like, hey man, like coaching fills that void. It fills that void of playing, and it doesn't. It makes it worse. The fact that I'm coaching, my kids and everything, it makes it worse. It makes it worse. Like, I don't know that I'll ever be able to stop playing as long. I'd have to stop coaching too. Cause when I'm out there hitting grounders and we're working on this or that, I'm like, oh no, I got to be out here. I have to be out there with the boys. I need 4 hours a week to go out and play. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun. I'm sure we'll have some great stories from the road, certainly when we get back, but it's going to be epic.
Well, while you were having your busy day, both covering the San Diego Padres and managing your adult league team, I was simply being a talking head on television, anchoring last night on ABC 10. Went very smoothly. We had kind of a unusual schedule since Monday Night Football was on. Just a quick show before, and then had a live 45-minute show right out of Monday Night Football, which tends to be one of our better rated programs. You got a big audience for Monday Night Football. People are at the bars. It stays on Channel 10. So I tend to get a lot more comments when I'm on afterwards. And I got a few actually on Twitter. Hot anchor on 10 News right now, looking cute on TV. And
whoa.
I don't know. I know. I don't know.
Are you joking?
I don't. Well, no, I just don't know if they're joking or not.
Let me see.
The one hot anchor on 10 News right now. You got that one too. It included a Ron Burgundy meme as well. I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Was it from a dude?
Looks like it might be. I can't tell from the picture.
I gotta see this.
Hot anchor on 10 News right now. Is it just ironic?
It's a dude.
That's definitely a dude?
Yeah,
all right. Well, it's still, I mean, it's a compliment, right?
Hot anchor.
Yeah.
And then there's one that says, "Good Lord, what a huge mistake." Is that about you?
I don't. I think that was about Mike McCoy.
Oh, Mike McCoy.
As the new coach of the Tennessee Titans.
All right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nice to get a compliment.
It is nice to get compliments, though.
Yeah.
But I just can't tell if they're making fun of me or they're actually genuine compliments at this point.
Isn't that sad, the world that we live in right now?
I mean, I'm a 49-year-old dude in glasses reading the news on television.
You really can't tell.
I looked pretty sharp last night, I thought.
Yeah, you sent me a picture. We had a debate, another minor debate yesterday on Twitter or on text. I went home to my wife and I go, "Did you hear the part of the show where Ben swears he's a 32 inseam? Like 32 length of his pants?" She goes, I did. She goes,
thought about it all day long.
She's like, my friend Elise, who is really tall, she's a 31 and she's like 6 feet tall. I go, "Babe, he's 6'5". And then he goes, I've been wearing 32s forever. And then he sends me this picture. He goes, "Should they be longer than this?" I go, yes, they should be longer than that.
But like the guys I work with nowadays, their pants only go down mid-calf.
Okay, I get it.
I feel
you're
like
not Jake Garrignani. You're not Julian Delgadio.
I get it.
Okay.
But is there like a middle ground I should be at?
Yes, 34 at least.
That's not that's like all the way down to the ground.
You're not going to be the guy that wears the stylish hat. I can't do it. I can't.
Capri pants.
Like Fernando Tatis Jr. can wear a sport coat with no shirt on underneath.
Correct.
And it looks good.
He looks badass.
But like,
if we pull the same look, people will be like, "I just vomited in my mouth."
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes. You have to get long pants.
I mean, I see so much socks from these guys
days,
now.
Our agent, we go to lunch with our
sock
agent.
Sock game's big,
but we go to a lunch with our agent, every other year, every 3 years when he calls us to renegotiate our deal. Still pay him every month, but he'll sit down and he'll have those short pants on. They come up to about mid-calf, and he crosses his legs, and he's got $7,000 Italian shoes on with no socks. And I look at that and I go, "It looks good on you. I can't do it. It's not for me." There's no way you're a 32.
My calves are my best feature, though. Shouldn't I be accentuating those with maybe slightly shorter pants?
But your shoes look like you're the guy that, like, when we were kids, like, "Hey, where's the flood?" I mean, there's so many mean insults, like high waters, they used to call them, because you've been walking around thinking you're a 32, but you're not. This guy's 5'11". He wears a 32.
You're at least a 34.
At least a 34.
Minimum.
And you could actually go 36 and then get them hemmed, which is always a nightmare.
It is.
I got to go hem some pants. There's so many things I would rather do than that, but
you don't do it yourself, do you?
No, God,
you don't know how to sew.
I wouldn't have the foggiest idea. I'd cut them with scissors. I would like to get you some 34s and see if your life changes.
All right. Well, that's certainly an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shorter guys. I mean, not short, but shorter than me, saying they're also 32s.
Yes. He said last night, I think I have low hips. I go, you don't have low hips.
I think
You're just wearing the wrong size, bud.
Somewhat lower hips.
Your 6'5" frame would have to be literally all torso, like all torso, and 2 short little stubby legs.
My legs are long.
They're long. They're long.
My hips are kind of low.
Let them flow. Let them flow. 34s, Paulie. We got to get. I just want to see him in some. You don't have to buy them. I just want to see you in them.
I have a couple, I think, that are longer that you've probably seen. They just feel very baggy, and
they're not.
Like
they look good.
Too loose sometimes.
Yeah. Loose cannabis.
Loose cannabis. All right, let's take a timeout. First time out of the day. We'll come back and we will explore what we have learned in the last 21 hours or so since Mike Shildt made his shocking announcement revealing to the Union Tribune and then the Padres revealing to the world that he is retiring as manager of the San Diego Padres after just 2 seasons. That is coming up next. We'll set the menu for the program as well with Ben and Woods after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
Well, yesterday I jumped the gun and didn't get a chance to talk about EcoWater, but today I actually nailed it. Very happy to always spread the good word about EcoWater, simply the best water that you and your family can get. We've got the EcoWater system at home, one of the smartest, most practical upgrades that I've ever made for my family. It will come with us wherever we go. We move to a new house, it comes with us. They got incredible technology, too. The first with remote monitoring, the first with Wi-Fi and leak detection, the first with whole home automatic cutoffs that can stop a leak before it becomes a disaster. Okay, these things are great, right? You want all that technology, but what does it taste like? Well, it happens to be the best water, the healthiest water for you. Have them come out and do an in-home water test, see what you're currently showering in, see what you're currently drinking in, see what's currently flowing through your pipes. You know that green gunk that's built up around your shower head? That's from hard water. You will not have that anymore with the EcoWater system. So try the Soft Life and Alkaline Water now, just $9.95 a month. Call 760-350-3338 or visit EcoWaterSoCal.com. Let them know your old pal Woodsy sent you down there. Not everything in life should be hard, especially your water. Keeping it soft since 1925.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Let's quickly set the menu for the Tuesday edition of Ben and Woods, and I'm going to actually work backwards today because we are leading up to 10 o'clock at the end of our program today. We will carry live the news conference, the virtual news conference featuring Padres President of Baseball Operations and General Manager AJ Preller, discussing yesterday's unexpected news at 9 a.m. When we learned that Mike Shildt was stepping down as manager of the San Diego Padres for health and wellness reasons. At least that's what he told the San Diego Union Tribune, and we'll talk about that coming up here in the next few minutes, what we've kind of learned over the last 24 hours, discuss the new piece by our friend Dennis Lin that dropped this morning in The Athletic with even more insight onto the decision and why it was made and what is going to happen going forward. We will also, of course, talk about the baseball playoffs, another wild day.
Whoa.
In Major League Baseball, particularly in the Dodgers-Brewers Game 1 of the NLCS, which featured one of the most unusual plays I have ever seen in watching, a lifetime of baseball. A 404-foot ground into a double play, technically, by Max Muncy in the game last night. But, of course, because it's the Dodgers, it didn't come back to bite them in the end, as they don't pay attention. They don't run the base paths well, but still end up winning the game. Why, Woods? because they have more talent than everybody else, including Blake Snell and a bunch of MVPs, who Blake Snell was unbelievable. So
we'll get into it.
We'll get into it. He was unbelievable.
I'll say now, like, I'm not an idiot. Like I've said, I'm a hater, but I'm not an idiot. The guy was unbelievable last night. One of the best pitching performances I think I've ever seen in the playoffs.
We watched an entire Cy Young season of Blake Snell.
Nothing
that was as good as I have ever seen him.
Ever.
You'd see flashes of that.
Oh, yeah.
But he put it together for 5 straight innings.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he put it out. And again, I've said it before. The reason that they're infallible, they have too much talent that supersedes Dave Roberts' terrible managing. And the fact that he did not put him back out there for the 9th, and it almost cost him, again, they have too much talent. They will win in spite of DR.
I know Blake Snell was split fan-wise down here in San Diego, especially towards the end, but the stuff has always been there.
Always.
He's kind of the X factor for the Dodgers right now, because think about it. Everybody else on that team has a ring. And I'm not saying they're not trying to get a second ring or a 4th ring or whatever it is, but they've all got the ring. He doesn't have one. And he's pitching like he doesn't have one, and he wants one, because he has been pitching out of his mind.
He's lights out
for like a month now.
He's lights out. And he's going 6+, every start. ERA's coming down. He's unbelievable, dude.
I wish we had seen in his Cy Young season, which of course was 2023, the disappointing year for the San Diego Padres, what he would have looked like in the playoffs.
Right.
Had they gotten there and given him an opportunity to pitch in October. Now, he pitched in October in 2022, and he did well. I mean, he didn't dominate like he did last night, but the Cy Young season, when he had his really good year, he never even got the opportunity to pitch in the postseason that year because of all the other weird disappointments of Bob Melvin's last season and the close losses and everything that they were unable to get done.
Last time he pitched in a big playoff game, was in 2020 against the Dodgers. And he might have gotten that ring, that aforementioned ring, had he not gotten taken out of the game. And
I think what made me infuriated was all the times that we had to listen to that guy go, "No, man, my changeup's in timeout. I don't throw my changeup. It's in timeout." The guy last was changeup, heater, changeup, spotted changeup, heater, changeup.
I'm not mad. He won a Cy Young award for the San Diego Padres.
I'm not mad. I'm bitter. Do you not get that? I'm bitter.
But he gave you some
changeup's in timeout.
He gave you some pretty good pitching with the San Diego Padres.
I don't even throw my changeup anymore because it's in timeout. Great. Fantastic. I'm glad you took it out of timeout to go turn into Sandy Koufax.
That was 2022.
He took it out of timeout. He won the Cy Young.
That was the year they actually won. They actually got to the playoffs. He wasn't having his best year. He had his best year the next year, and the Padres didn't capitalize on it and even get to the postseason to see what that would have looked like.
He was unreal. He was
so good last night.
He was unreal. And actually, I found myself going, all right, dude, forget the uniform. Just watch this guy pitch. And I was enjoying watching him pitch because he really was that locked in. I liked what they said on the broadcast too about the days that he's in, that starting pitchers get in. It's like this days, and you see it, and it's like you remember that dumb movie For Love of the Game when Kevin Costner's like, clear the mechanism, and he's just in the. Blake Snell did not hear one single solitary sound except for the pop of the mitt last night. You could just see it in his face. Like, they're not going to hit me. They're not going to hit me. There's no way I don't let him go out and finish that game last night. He was that locked in. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything.
And they almost lost.
They almost lost.
We'll talk about it coming up. 7:35, our daily Padres smorgasbord segment. And of course, we will now take a closer look at the managerial candidates that are out there, that are already being discussed, that are probably lining up interviews with AJ Preller as we speak to replace Mike Shildt. Not a conversation we were expecting to have this offseason, but now the number one priority of the Padres all of a sudden is finding a new manager to lead this team to where they hopefully want to go, and that's a World Series title. Who's the guy? Can you afford to hire someone without any experience? A lot of the names that I've seen on the list that we will discuss are first-time managers.
It doesn't give me a lot of hope.
And maybe that's the right way to go. I mean, I can't say that picking a guy like Ruben Niebla or AJ Ellis inside the organization is the wrong decision, but it worries me.
Let me clarify. and we'll talk about it all day, I'm sure, if nothing but time.
All week.
When I say a first-time, okay, I want to make the distinction between a first-time manager and I want to make the distinction between someone that's already in the organization, because I do think that there's a little bit of a difference. Yes.
All right. Compare Nick Hundley and AJ Ellis. Are they different in your eyes? First-time managers, but one's in the org, one's in another team's org.
Yeah, slightly, but you know where I'm going with this. You know I'm leaning towards Ruben Niebla. Ruben Niebla, for me, is such a no-brainer. It's not even funny. And Ruben, I honestly, I don't look at him as a first-time manager, even though that's exactly what he would be, because the guy is with them AJ Ellis is in the office. Ruben is in there every day. Ruben knows what the clubhouse smells like.
Sits right next to the manager.
He's on the plane. Ruben, I look at it and go, yes, technically he would be a first-time manager in the big leagues, but he's essentially just moving to the next office in the same clubhouse. He's just, I'm going to put my gear in the box. I'm going to move it over. This is my office now. That's at least my perception of it. When you bring in a Ryan Flaherty or somebody of that nature, that to me is what I don't want to do. Outside the org, brand new manager, and I know he was with the org for a while.
I don't know.
Do you guys not see a distinction there?
I do. It's got to be the right person. It's so all encompassing, because I was reading the UT had here's just 11 candidates to watch, and Albert Pujols was one of them. But if he does anything, it's going to be with the Angels. Rocco Baldelli was on that list. Now he has managed, but he feels like a second-time manager kind of still feels like first-time manager.
It does, especially when he's coming in the day. All right, we're going to do things my way.
That doesn't feel right either.
On my list, I see a lot of potential first-time managers, but they all are coming from inside the Padres organization for continuity. I can't see. The only one I have on the list that's outside would be Ryan Flaherty. I threw Nick Hundley on there, but
and it's tough, because if you're going to be a manager, at some point you have to have your first managerial job.
Correct. Somebody's got to give it to you.
It's got to start somewhere.
But
maybe Ryan Flaherty goes on to have a hell of a managerial career.
I don't think this is the place.
It rarely starts with a team that's trying to win the World Series right away. I mean, every team would love to do that,
right?
But it usually starts with a team that fired their manager because they went 63 and 99.
Right. This is a different scenario.
It's a 3-year, here's 3 years, build it up. We'd like to see some improvements in year 1, maybe challenge for the playoffs year 2, and then you guys are ready to win in year 3. This is not that
first-time managers. We also said yesterday we don't necessarily want the Ozzie Guillen, Joe Madden, to get the names that you're familiar with, because they've been available for years and nobody's hired them. So what does that tell you?
Nobody snatched any of those guys up, man. It's wild to me that Joe Madden is you see him on MLB Network. He's sharp as
Buck
a tack.
Showalter's name is going to be out there.
Joe Madden sits there on MLB Network, and he's sharp as a tack, bro. And he's a tactician, and he has got that mind. I we'll ask the question about all these guys. Do they walk into the room and command respect? I think some of them do. I think some of them wouldn't.
The question, though, is why? Why are the Padres looking for a manager after a 93 and a 90-win season and 2 playoff appearances? We will get to that coming up after a check of traffic here. What we've learned in the last 24 hours on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Robert Half. We still have a few problems here, guys. One of them is this stalled big rig partially blocking the Lake Jennings Park Road off-ramp, westbound 8. North 15 before Miramar Way, 2-car collision over the right shoulder. Heading south on the 15 at Center City Parkway, watch out for some debris in the 2 right lanes. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why the recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
I think we should start here with your own reporting and reaching out to the man in question, Mike Shildt, yesterday. You texted with Mike, and what did he tell you, Woods?
Yeah, I did. Texted him yesterday, and I said, hey, Shilty, was shocked to see the news this morning. I wanted to wish you the best going forward. Thanks for always having fun with us. I'll never forget you saving our ass in spring training. It really is a moment that jumps off the page at me. And he said, thanks, always grateful for the support and friendship. I just am worn out and was honest with myself. I didn't have it in me to lead this team to another 90-win season and a World Series run. Let me know if you need anything. And I said, Shildt, I manage a T-ball team and an adult ball team, and it literally keeps me up at night. I can't imagine the stress. And he said, man, it is real. And it was very kind. And, you know, I just wanted him to know, like, I think this is pretty evident and obvious. I didn't agree with a lot of the things that Shildt did as a manager. I didn't, but that's part of this job. And that's also part of his job, right? Knowing that things will be criticized and questioned and second guessed. It's just, it comes with the territory. But as a man, I certainly don't want anything bad to happen to Mike Shildt. There's nothing on a personal level where I'm like, you know, good, whatever. Like he was prickly. And I think now we know why he was prickly. The guy was white knuckling through according to the latest piece from Dennis Lynn, August is when it started to really, really catch up to him. And he really started to hang on tight. And if you've ever been in that situation, if you've ever been in your life where everything is like a tornado around you and you still try to get up, put your feet on the ground, go do your job every day, man. And I think a lot of people feel this way. Life is really hard. It's really hard in the midst of a storm. And it sounded like that storm arrived around August. And it kind of breaks my heart to think about it. And I know I can't figure out exactly where he is. He's either here or he's back in North Carolina. I know he went back to North Carolina to take a week to talk to, and then he was going to talk to AJ.
The timeline that I'm getting from my own homework and then from reading Dennis's latest is that Shildt went to North Carolina right after the season.
Sure.
Pondered, thought about it, made his decision, flew back to San Diego, I don't know, call it Friday maybe.
Okay.
Was here for the weekend, told Padres ownership and everybody his decision on Saturday is what Dennis wrote. And then as late as yesterday, flew back to North Carolina.
We got a tweet this morning to the Ben and Woods page, and a guy said, because again, we talked a little bit about it yesterday about how now everyone has pointed to AJ Preller is the scapegoat. Manny Machado is a scapegoat. Fernando Tatis Jr. is a scapegoat. And so we got a guy that wrote us yesterday, and he said, hey, look, I was literally at a restaurant in Coronado on Sunday, and I saw Shildt and here you go. I was having lunch Sunday at Blanco's in Coronado. I saw Manny and Shildt having lunch and chopping it up and laughing. Toward the end, the talk turned serious. That's maybe when Shildt told Manny, just guessing, but those saying it was because of Manny, 1,000% false. I also talked to someone yesterday, and I brought this up, and I said, you know, it's a bummer. It's a bummer when something like this happens. Everyone starts looking to point fingers. Toddy got some grief, from the fan base yesterday too. And this guy made a really good point to me.
I saw like 40% Preller, 40% Manny, 10% Fernando.
Yeah. Well, Manny and Toddy get lumped in together.
Yeah.
And so I said, he goes, man, think about this. Remember when Fernando was injured in El Paso and suspended and all that? Remember what Mike Shildt's job was at that point? He was a player development liaison, consultant, whatever. That dude would get on a plane all the time, fly back, he spent an inordinate amount of time with Fernando Tatis Jr. That was his guy. He would go in, check in on him, hang out with him, work with him, whatever he needed to do. I promise you guys, as much as you want to look at it and blame two of our superstars for Mike Shildt retiring, it doesn't seem to be the case. I said it yesterday. Tony said it on the show yesterday. I get it. We're paid shills, whatever. Fine. All I can tell you is what I know. What I know is that in 2022 and 2023, my DMs were full of, I saw this, I heard this, these are the whispers, blah, blah, blah. And it would make my head spin. And it would make me so sad because I'm like, we are so talented. Find a way to pull this team together and go out and win. Nobody ever did until Mike Shildt did. All of that crap stopped I never got a word. I got one DM, and it was about something innocuous, like Fernando rode the media bus instead of the team bus one time. And it was like, okay, maybe he was running a little bit late. Maybe he wanted to talk to one of the coaches. Maybe he wanted to talk to Jesse Agler. I have no idea. But it wasn't enough, like it was in 2022 and 23, that you felt a fracture in the clubhouse. That clubhouse was a wreck. We saw it. I would go in there and go, oh my God, it was uncomfortable. I was in there a few times last year and the year before. Completely different. I'm just telling you guys what I've seen and what I've heard and what I know. And so I think, before we go pointing fingers, there is a real possibility that this guy said, I'm so frazzled. I mean, he said it in the article. His hair is falling out.
The details from Dennis Lynn's article, heartbreaking. He said he experienced, among other things, poor sleep, chest pains, hair loss, and in an age of pervasive sports gambling, even death threats from strangers, which we've seen directed to players on social media much too often. And the quote from Mike Shildt here is, I can tell you I was sick a lot. I just wasn't feeling good. I was run down. I wasn't sleeping. And it's nobody's fault. It's just day-to-day stress. But, just unhealthy, man. Sometimes you got to take care of you, I do understand that people will continue to question the narrative from Mike Shildt and from the San Diego Padres, as we all did when we heard it yesterday. And we were skeptical, like, okay, what's really going on behind the scenes? It's the question I got most often yesterday was, all right, that we know what they're saying, but what's really going on? And I said yesterday, well, we'll find out more details. Is Mike Shildt really walking away from a 7-figure salary with 2 years left on his deal, a dream job that we know he has pursued since he was a teenager,
17 years old,
working in every job as a clubhouse attendant on his way up, a path that is not really available to anyone. You don't not play at least minor league baseball and become a manager in the big leagues. He did it. He was the one in 100 million that was able to come all the way up and become a major league manager. You don't walk away from that gig, do you? But according to Dennis Lynn in The Athletic, in his conversation with Mike Shildt, Mike admitted to him he is not being paid a single dollar. He is walking away from his entire contract because this is his decision to walk away for his health. The Padres did not push him out the door. They did not ask him to leave. This was entirely his decision, and he is not getting compensated in any way. There was no buyout at all. He is walking away from his deal and doesn't really expect to get back into the manager's chair anytime soon.
Yeah, and it's here's in the chat, Mike Shildt let the players do whatever they wanted and didn't want to hurt feelings. That's why the clubhouse was quiet. Bob Melvin actually put on his pants and didn't let that slide. That's patently false. Bob Melvin, by his own admission, was checked out in 2023. Didn't want to be here, gazing wistfully across the field at the San Francisco Giants dugout, thinking, man, that's where I should be. Bob Melvin, Mike Shildt was much more hands-on with these players. Now, did he chew them out in the public? No. I tried to get him to do it a million times. He wouldn't do it. Is that a detriment to him? Maybe. But, I don't look at this as anything other than, he basically said, like, this is something that I had to do, and I did it. And again, the fact that he left that money on the table, on the record, he told Dennis, I didn't take a dime. That means it's pretty serious.
Were fans watching a different game than I was watching?
Know.
The Padres were a well put together team.
Right.
Yeah, they stopped hitting.
Yeah.
But it's not like they played sloppy baseball, mental mistakes. We'll continue this conversation. Hour number 2 of Ben and Woods next here on The Fan. Yeah, that's one thing I just don't get. We're talking about it at the end of the hour there is the fan, at least some fans out there who feel like Mike Shildt just let players walk all over him. He certainly publicly had his players back.
Always.
And I have no idea, how tough he was on the players behind the scenes, if there was the kind of like old school yelling that you think it doesn't really go on anymore in Major League Baseball. These are professional players. But the Padres, and am I crazy? I thought, this last season, they were a well put together ball club that played sharp baseball, didn't make a lot of mental mistakes. I mean,
okay.
I'm watching playoff teams make way more mistakes than the San Diego Padres did. Played crisp defense, threw to the right bases. I mean, did all the fundamentals correctly. What they didn't do when they needed to do was hit. And I don't know.
No. They didn't hit all year.
Yeah, they needed to hit more. But I don't think it's because Mike Shildt
wasn't just in the playoffs or at the end of the year.
They didn't hit. It wasn't because the manager isn't hard enough on his players. Manny and all the guys in that clubhouse work really hard. Sander is an insane worker on hitting. They try. And there's no amount of yelling at the players that can make a player start hitting.
That's my T-ball team, buddy. Okay? Tell it to them. Tell it to the Sea Dogs.
I think Mike Shildt's going to be a hard manager to replace in many ways. And
I do too, actually.
I really do.
I mean, look, there's pros and cons, when you get a new skipper in, certainly. And it's got to be the right choice. It has to be the right choice. Again, AJ's going to have another chance potentially to make that decision. And that in and of itself is incredible. I mean, it's incredible. I do think it's fair. I do think it's fair to ask the question, why have the last two managers wanted to be elsewhere? That's a fair question to ask, right? Like if you are married 2 times in 4 years and your wife leaves you
both times
and like surprisingly walks out the door, I think it's fair that you have to look in the mirror and say, what could I do better? What could I do different? And I thought, based on everything I've heard, AJ had learned, and he may have, right? I saw Kevin Acee yesterday on with Foul Territory, Fair Territory, the Foul Pole, something. And he said, it's a good job because the general manager does not interfere with lineups. Who else can say that? That to me is that's a check mark. If you're a skipper, you're like, I get to fail here, or I get to succeed and I get to do it my way, essentially. Now he's going to give me the players and, he may trade the farm. But at this point, I'm a major league manager. I really don't care what AAA looks like. I need to win at the big league level, and I get to make my own lineups because AJ Preller he's not involved. But that's from Kevin Acee.
But the general manager expects you to win.
Yeah.
And
when did we turn into the 83 Yankees around here?
Expects you to work tirelessly toward the pursuit of winning a World Series. That's what the general manager expects. So if that's AJ's problem, fans, do you want AJ to stop trying so hard to win a World Series? Back off a little bit. Say, hey, let's just go out and have fun. I mean, I don't know of any Padres fans who don't like that AJ Preller is single-mindedly devoted to bringing a World Series championship to San Diego.
I just remain, I guess.
Is there enough balance in the life of AJ Preller and his staff? Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. Is it healthy? Is it healthy for the people that work for him, like Mike Shildt? Maybe not. We're seeing evidence that it might not be, that single-minded devotion to try to win a World Series championship is taking its toll
on the people around him.
I mean, out there, tier ones, do you want them to back off a little bit? Stop trying so hard? I don't know that anyone out there does.
I remain, if again, and I can only take what I've read, what I've heard, who I've talked to at its word. I remain almost in admiration of Mike Shildt for being able to say, I can't do it, man. I can't do it. Because him going into, if he was on the edge, as it sounds like he was, losing hair, death threats, all that, boy, I would not want him back as the skipper next year. Right? You don't want him back as a skipper if he's about to snap at any moment. So finding that personality that can come in and has that same single-minded devotion is a tough one. If you watch the Dallas Cowboys documentary on Netflix, it was really well done, Cowboy fan or not, talking about Jimmy Johnson, who when Jerry Jones hired him, he's like, all right, I'm leaving my wife and my kid. Like, he literally was like, I don't have a family anymore. I'm gonna spend 22 hours a day trying to win here. And it took years to get it done. Is that good or is that bad? Me as the human and the father and the husband, I think that's a terrible idea. Nothing's worth that. Nothing's worth me losing my family over, especially some job. But that's AJ Preller, like, in a nutshell. He's like, I don't have a family. I'm not married. I don't have kids. I work tirelessly to bring a championship to San Diego. Not all of his moves are good ones. Not all of the relationships are perfect. But you asked a good question. Do you want your GM tirelessly working to bring you a World Series championship? I do. I'll raise my hand. I do. I think that's great.
Our friend Scott Lewis tweeted, said it doesn't have to be binary. Mike Shildt's decision that he couldn't handle another year could have easily come after a conversation with AJ about the expectations this year. Is this really what you want? I will say this. I don't know if, AJ demanded, hey, we'd love to have you back, but we want some changes to be made, and here's what we're thinking. And maybe there was a conversation. I'd be surprised if AJ didn't want some changes. You don't win. You do need to make some changes. However, most managers would go, all right, I'll try to make the changes you want. And if it doesn't work out, they'll go, all right, then fire me. And I'll claim take my guaranteed millions of dollars that you have to pay me, and you can go on and move on. Mike Shildt didn't do that. He walked away from millions of dollars, according to Dennis Lin. Walked away from all of it. No payout,
2 years.
No buyout.
Yep.
Walked away from it for his health, for his, mental wellness.
Yep.
That's... most guys I don't think would do that.
No, but again, it turns the mirror then on AJ Preller, and I think today when AJ speaks, we'll get a little bit more insight to it. I hope about what went wrong, what could have happened, how shocked was he when he says in the Dennis Lin piece that it started to kind of spiral on him in August. It does make sense if you go back and listen, and you go back and think about our interviews, and you go back and think about what the team was going through then. It makes perfect sense. And if he really did and walked away without a buyout and left all that money on the table for his mental health, I tip my hat to you, sir.
He also remained to the very, very end, very complimentary of AJ Preller.
Yep.
Spoke and praised AJ right after Game 3 in his short news conference, the last time we heard from Mike Shildt. And then in Dennis Lin's article in The Athletic this morning, said he denied that conflict with Preller or any other members of the organization led to his decision. He said, the thing I appreciated about AJ is you can have a very honest, healthy, transparent conversation with AJ. It's all for the greater good of us winning baseball games. So I value that with him, and I'm always going to be grateful for him giving me this opportunity. My only regret is I wasn't able to help fulfill the vision of Mr. Peter Seidler and AJ and this organization's passionate fan base to win a World Series.
Yeah.
But I think he left the Padres closer than when he got here.
Yeah, somebody said yesterday, you left it better than you found it. And I think that's unequivocally true. I think that's 100% true. And I don't want to couch this as anything other than what it is. I will choose to take it at face value.
It's hard to do.
It is. It's hard to wrap your head around, right? To walk out the door, leave in 2 years. So many guys would say, man, I need the money. Or
I will say, what good is $4 million or whatever it is
if you're dead?
If it kills you.
Yeah, if it kills you.
If you really feel like you're heading down a path where you're not going to be able to recover, then he probably made a very wise decision, one that a lot of people would not have made.
Yeah, it's exactly right, man. It's a very, very tough decision. And again, I get the sense that Mike Shildt, I don't know how much money he's made in his career. I'm not in the business of going to a man's wallet, but I know Mike Shildt a little bit. Not a real flashy dude. Okay, not a super.
Didn't arrive to the ballpark in a different Lamborghini every day. Let's say.
No. C20 Moreno makes a great point. Could ownership and AJ have done a better job supporting Shildt? I think when somebody walks out the door and leaves $4 million on the table because they don't want to do it anymore, I think, yeah, the answer is sure. Absolutely. I think every employer, should support the people that work for them, right? And their mental health and what they're going through. You should be in support of that. Could they have done a better job? Probably. But at the end of the day, they're all doing their jobs as well. And again, trying to win a World Series. And you get the sense, man, like one question I would have liked to ask Shildt is, what if you had made it this far? And it's you against the Dodgers right now. And let's say you win that game. You go to the World Series. You still walking out the door if you make the World Series this year? If the answer is yes, then that speaks to what he's really going through. Did that Cubs series push him over the edge, so to speak? I heard a story yesterday from Tony Gwynn Jr. that actually sent chills up my spine. Tony said it was after Game 3. Tony, his wife, and Jesse Agler were walking down the street in Chicago going to get something to eat. And if you missed this, you can go back and listen on Gwynn and Chris. It really sent chills down my spine. And they said Shildt was just literally walking the street and in a daze, just a complete haze. And Tony said he didn't even recognize us until we got right up on him. He didn't see us coming. Hey, what's up, fellas? He said once he realized who it was, he snapped to attention and, oh, hey, how you doing? What are you guys up to? But he was walking around streets of Chicago after that loss, Ben, gutted, devastated, and didn't really kind of know where he was, according to Tony. And that made me really, really sad, man. It's really sad.
I mean, one thing that I have seen plainly is that being in charge, a coach, manager of a baseball, football team, college program, ages you pretty fast.
It does.
Sean Lewis yesterday, 39 years old, was talking about his 5-1 team going, I still can't sleep at night. I have no hair. My beard is already starting to turn gray.
Yeah.
He goes, this is a very stressful job. I stress about it all the time. I'm always concerned that something's going to go wrong and I'm responsible for it. And it is an immense amount of responsibility.
It is.
In an organization, a fan base, whatever it is, you watch coaches get hired, fresh face, the young assistant, gets their first job, and you look at them 3 years later, side-by-side pictures, they age fast. They age quickly. I mean, Buddy Black came in here yesterday. I don't know what
great.
He looks great, but his hair turned white pretty quickly, I think, when he became manager.
He also hasn't managed in 8 months, so I'm sure the body rejuvenates after a while.
They all know there's a toll that is taken upon them, and everyone handles it according to their own what they have. Some seem like they can let everything roll off their back a little bit better than others, but it's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on a daily basis.
Well, and again, I think he told Dennis as well something to the effect, I don't know that it made it in the piece, but I did speak with Dennis yesterday, and I think he said something to the effect of where his cup was filled up the most is when he got to go out and work with, Luis Ariz at first base, or when he flew back to El Paso to hang out with Tatis to make sure he was good. Maybe for Shildt, dude, the big chair is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. And to have a guy that really was so spun out about the whole thing and still managed to win 90 games is pretty impressive twice. It really is. And I think, but the big chair, I think that dude will have a spot in the game of baseball within the next year, but I bet you it won't be as a manager. I don't even think it'll be as a bench coach. I bet you he'll go somewhere and
roaming minor league coordinator, instructor,
helping players, come up and develop and things like that. But the story from Tony, the text I got back from him, I really spent, and a couple other people I talked to that know him, it really made me sad. It really did. It bummed me out because, I don't want Shildt to sit here and think, man, that job almost killed me, but I'm glad he got out when he did, because it did sound like things weren't going well for him. And you could tell, we could all tell, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. I wish him the very, very best.
Something still seems way off to me.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not even naturally a skeptic,
Like what?
Maybe with this team.
What are your?
So I think there's a better than 50% chance that Mike Shildt is on a spring training field for some major league organization in February. Maybe not as a manager, as a coach. Maybe even an assistant minor league bench coach or something. But he's going to be out there with a fungo in his hand. He could have done that here with this organization. If he just really didn't want to manage. I think it's interesting that we were told an evaluation was going to take place and a change is being made, whether or not it's exactly related to whatever not investigation, but internal reviews were done. I just think the timing, it's to just walk away. It's all still weird.
But I mean, again, if you put 2 and 2 together, do we not all agree that the guy was losing it at the end? Like kind of like really.
It was clear.
It's clear as day.
His health was suffering in the second half of the season. We talked about it kind of off the air. I didn't want to point it out publicly, but every time we talked to him in his dugout, he was constantly coughing. He looked like he was sick the second half of the season. It really did. And, I think the first thing, he needs to do is focus on himself, take some time off, get his health right. So that rings true to me. The only thing that I am questioning, and I get it, Paul, being skeptical is always the sign of a good journalist. You should always be skeptical and ask the questions. And my first thing was, all right, if Mike Shildt is getting a payoff to go away, then that's a clear sign that they're not being entirely honest with us.
Right.
He has now said on the record that he's not getting $1.
He said it on the record
to walk away, unless you think he's lying about that.
I mean, nobody's ever lied on the record in the history of mankind.
That would be a pretty bold lie.
I mean, it's pretty
to protect an organization that's getting rid of you.
Yeah.
He can say nothing. He can say no comment, but to boldly lie and say, I'm not getting anything if he is indeed getting a payoff, why? He has no obligation. If they wanted to let him go, they'd have to pay him every dollar he is owed. Why would he let them get away with that?
Right.
He doesn't owe them anything. They signed him. They owe him that money. If he wants to stay, they have to pay him. And he said, I am walking away from all of it. So
crazy. It's crazy for us to wrap
the only
our
thing
head
I can
around.
say is that they're being honest here. And I mean, I'm not, I'm skeptical too. I was skeptical right away. So we've done our digging. This is what we've been left with. This seems like it's all true.
I thought the same thing because the first reports I got, very first were he was pushed out. And I thought, all right, makes sense. Happens. Save a little face.
Let him go out
then
on his terms. Yeah.
Yeah, let him go out. Then, same person. I said, this is what I heard. I'm hearing that too from multiple people that he walked away.
Like with Bob Melvin, they sort of
tried a lot of MLB insiders all over the place were saying like, there's more to this story.
I mean, look.
And I was even told like late last night, there's more news coming.
Yeah, I heard there's more news coming.
And I don't know if that's related to the managerial search, related to Mike Shildt, related to AJ Preller. I have no idea. I've just been told there's more coming.
There's always more, right? Like your wife just said, there's always more. There's always more. But again, the fact that he had a phone call with Dennis, put it on the record and said, it was my time and I'm comfortable with it. That it says something to me. And again, just putting it all together, having covered him and talked to him, like he was on the edge. He was on the edge. He's like Cougar. Guy turned in his wings, man. He was supposed to go to Top Gun. He turned in his wings. You know why? He's flying too close to the edge. He's holding on too tight.
He's lost his edge.
I mean, the guy was on his way to Top Gun, the cream of the crop. And he goes, I can't do it. I almost orphaned my wife and kids. They've never even seen him. Throws his things on. I'm out. I walk. Guy left his whole career there. Don't tell me it can't happen. It happened.
He was a good man.
Great man.
Still is.
Still is a good man. Yeah, he was a good man. Yeah, still is a good man. Where were you when we were showboating with this MiG? Nice man. Rest in peace. So it's a crazy story. It's crazy. As more comes out, we'll certainly, fill you in. But also we'll talk to AJ Preller at 10 o'clock this morning and try to get more of that story.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll get to our Padres smorgasbord at the bottom of the hour and look at other managerial candidates who are out there between now and then. Don't Do This is coming up next. Speaking of coaches who are aging quickly. One of the youngest coaches in the NFL could be nearing his end. Now he's dealing with one of his players talking out of turn. That is coming up next. Stick around. More Ben and Woods on the way on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. One way I dealt with my health a couple of years ago, and I was not feeling healthy. I had back pain, I had knee pain, and it was pretty clear the reason why. I had put on too much weight. Getting into my mid-40s, I needed to do something about it. I was approached by SDFatloss.com about trying their program. I was skeptical. I had done other programs, hated it, hated the bars, hated the shakes. They told me, no, we don't do any of that. It's all based on real food. I thought, I'll give it a try, but I love to eat. Well, I got to eat things I liked: chicken, steak, fish. I ate them at the right times, right portions, just like my coach told me, and I did. I lost weight fast, just like they promised, up to a pound of fat per day, 10 to 20% of my body weight in 60 days. I lost 40 pounds in 60 days, and I'm not the only one. Here in this building, Chris Ello, Matt Scraby, John Flint down the hall at KSON. So many tier ones who have done the program and lost thousands of pounds. You could be next. Just set up your free consultation by going to SDFatloss.com. Find out about a program that doesn't rely on injections, which you'll just have to keep taking over and over and over again if you want to keep that weight off. Doesn't rely on exercise. You can lose the weight without starting some big exercise program. In fact, they tell you not to while you're losing the weight. Isn't that great? I did it. You can do it as well. Just find out how it works. Go to SDFatloss.com. Set up your free consultation now at SDFatloss.com. Results may vary.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Don't do this on a Tuesday. Brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't.
Leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die. Set up a Trust or Will online at trustandwill.com. Is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. So fast.
Very fast.
All right, we do need to keep moving. We're just talking about the stress and the toll coaching can take on the men and women who do it. Mike McDaniel, one of the youngest coaches in football, is certainly feeling it with his Miami Dolphins struggling. Lost a tough one to the Los Angeles Chargers at the wire. That play that Justin Herbert pulled off.
To Ladd McConkey.
Escaping the rush, finding Ladd McConkey to set up the game-winning field goal after they nearly blew the game. And then his quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, gets up on the podium after the game and just starts calling out teammates for missing players-only meetings, for showing up late to meetings. And now Mike McDaniel is trying to react to that, saying, I think regardless of what was the intent on Tua's mind, that's not the forum to displace that. I think he knows that. I honestly believe there was no ill intention, but you're talking about, I think, a misguided representation of player-orchestrated film sessions. He's got his quarterback who's like just calling out all teammates, and he's going, this is spinning out of control.
The whole thing
Miami
is spinning out right now for them. It really is. And you feel bad. I mean, you see go look at pictures of that guy 2 years ago and look at pictures of him now. He looks like a shell of himself. It's such a – we never give these guys, I think, enough credit for the guy, especially the guys that can go up to the podium every day and seem like nothing's wrong. You know, you talk to them and you're like, oh, yeah, you really got it all together. Mike McDaniel, they're struggling.
Dolphins are 1-5, and he is definitely one of the coaches on the hot seat. He said, I've got a lot of things to worry about, and one of them is not those comments and where our team is lying after that.
Right.
He's in the torture chamber right now.
He is, sure. And you know who else is in the torture chamber is Bryce Terang right now for the Milwaukee Brewers. Man, the Brewers finally, after Dave Roberts pulled Blake Snell, who was shoving, went to Roki Sasaki in the ninth, and you saw a little bit of a crack in the armor of Roki Sasaki. Ended up loading the bases, and Bryce Terang comes up. They're down one, bases loaded. Blake Trinan trots in out of the bullpen, Ben, and is a little bit all over the place. The fastball's up, The slider is. I
mean, he's been terrible.
He's been terrible
for weeks and weeks. I mean, you could see that. Okay, this is the Dodgers' weakness. The bullpen.
Yeah.
If they're going to have to go to one of these guys, they keep losing games, and I thought it was going to happen again.
So Brewers down to their final out. Bryce Terang is up. Slider in off the plate, and I'm telling you, Ben, the whole planet, except for in L.A. County, screamed, "Wear it!" at Bryce Terang as he had to matrix his way to get out of the way of about an 85-mile-an-hour slider, which is kind of the dream if you're going to get hit by a pitch. 85 to us hurts. 85 to these guys, they see it all the time. That's the dream. And it was that fight or flight reflex you've been taught since you were a kid to get out of the way of that pitch, and he didn't, and he wears it on the leg. They tie the game. God only knows what would have happened next. But listen,
even what Pat Murphy.
Yeah, there you go.
On it.
I mean, that's not an easy thing.
It's
a natural reaction. If someone turns and makes a gesture towards you, you're gonna, it's the same thing when the ball's coming towards you. Your natural thing is it's a breaking ball.
Yep.
Natural thing is to do that. And I know he was thinking the same thing after the ball went past. So it happens. He'll learn from that situation, but it's hard to, even if you try to maneuver yourself, it's hard to get hit by the pitch.
I hear that and I'm going, he's agreeing. Yeah. In 2020 hindsight vision, you probably should have just turned on it and wore it, but I understand
Bryce Terang
how
said,
easy it is.
You turn your leg, you wear it, just like a natural reaction to get out of the way. The last pitch, he's a big sinker guy, so he throws a four-seamer up at the top. That's just what it is. You move on. As much as it sucks, you move on.
Do you feel like, because there are guys who wear it better than others. Jake Cronenworth wears them all the time. I don't think he sees it coming and makes like an instant decision. I'm going to wear it. I don't think it's something you either have it or you don't. Like you either just have trained yourself, you're going to stay in there no matter what, or you get out of the way and your body just tells you to. But I don't know that you can. I mean, what's the training like? I'm just going to stand in here and the pitching machine, I'm just going to let it drill me.
Do you have it?
100 times. Oh, God. I've got the biggest flinch reaction in history.
I don't have it either, buddy.
I would dive out of the way so fast, no matter what. Hey, we'll give you $10,000 if this ball hits you. I'm automatically diving out of the way. I can't do it. And I just don't think that there is a lot of things you can do as it's coming at you.
My don't do this.
Just get out of the way.
My don't do this was kind of for everyone screaming, myself included. Wear it, wear it, wear it. It's your instinct takes over.
I thought Terang was going to come through on the next pitch.
I did too,
with the winning hit.
But also, you have to factor in the moment. 3-2, bases loaded, down a run. Blah blah blah. Blake trying it on the mound, and he throws one. And you're like, oh. Honestly, too, it was such a wild pitch. There was maybe the thought of this one could get away and tie the game. It was that far inside. Like, if you get hit by that pitch, you're still going to get the run. But you see that so wild, and you're like, oh, I'm going to get out of the way of this thing. This is a
wild
ball.
Pitch. It's going to score the run, and I'm going to then have a chance to win the game still.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure, I get that. I just watched it again.
It's crazy.
Like,
it's crazy.
Oh, dude, that would have been just a little slider on the hip action.
Slider on the hip.
Tie the game.
Oh,
stay alive.
God, it hurts so. Man, it hurts to get hit by a pitch.
Finally, a little do this. And
DD mega
haven't even brought it up yet. Let's bring out the other game and give the do this. Is Jorge Polanco having one of the best postseasons, especially for a guy who's not considered a major star? Had a really good season this year.
How great is that?
But he lives in the shadow of Cal Raleigh and
Julio
Rodriguez.
How many people, even less than a week ago, if you were just like, all right, Seattle Mariners, go. They go, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Josh Naylor, right? They got some great pitching.
Rosarena.
Rosarena. Like, Polanco's not really on that list of guys that come to the forefront of your brain.
There's some guy out there that was like, I'm going to put $50 on Jorge Polanco to be the series MVP, and he is feeling really good right now.
Jorge Polanco is now the first player in Major League Baseball history to have a go-ahead hit in the fifth inning or later in 3 consecutive postseason games. Did it in the 15th inning of Game 5 of the ALDS and has put his team ahead in both Games 1 and now 2 with his 3-run tie-breaking home run yesterday against the Toronto Blue Jays. And now the Seattle Mariners are heading home with a 2-0 lead and are 2 wins away from becoming the last team to finally reach the World Series that has never done so in Major League Baseball. Pretty cool.
It's beyond cool. And to do it against the juggernaut Toronto Blue Jays, who just they showed the fans, and it's just the craziest sight, right? They pan to the fans, and they're just staring. Like, what did we just witness? A drubbing, an absolute drubbing yesterday. I looked up, and it was I forgot the game was on, and it was like 2:13. I'm like, oh, I'm 10 minutes late.
3-0.
I turned, I was like, 3-0. What the hell happened? I mean, and then Toronto fights back, and you're like, okay, now we got us a game, and then it just exploded.
And now they're going back to Seattle, where that crowd has been so nuts with a 2-0 lead. I remember 1998 when the Padres came back from Atlanta with a 2-0 lead, and never seen anything like that. 60,000 plus at Qualcomm, just screaming their heads off. I was in the crowd, and I remember looking at the Braves on the field before the game, and they were rattled.
Yeah.
They were rattled before the game even started, going, what is this? This is not baseball. This is something else.
We got to get Softy on, Paulie.
Yeah,
we have to. He's so fired up. He's been posting these videos where he's like, I can't stand it. I don't know what to do. He's a legend in Seattle sports radio.
I ask every single year because I forget every single year between all of the sports. It's 2-3-2?
2-3-2.
2-3-2.
So you win 2 out of 3 at home, and you are going to the World Series for the first time ever. Crazy.
And even if you only win 1 out of 3, you still have 2 more chances on the road to do it.
That's right.
mean, Seattle's in they're
in good shape.
Really good
Strange
shape.
things happen though. I would like to see the Blue Jays make it a series.
And that is don't and do this.
At this point, I need a sweep because get the Mariners as rested as possible for the Dodgers.
Rest versus rust, though. You never know. This Brewers series is going to be over in 3 days. So.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Don't forget, all guests on Ben and Woods appear on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline. If we get Softy on, that's where he'll appear. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Ready for a smorgasbord?
Can't wait.
We now need to pick a new manager here in San Diego. I'm sure everyone at the Petco Park front offices is eagerly listening to see who gets the Ben and Woods stamp of approval before they make their decision coming up, right?
Let's actually pick who we don't want, and then maybe they'll go in the opposite direction.
Please don't hire
Ruben.
You couldn't possibly do that.
Don't do that.
Go get Flaherty. We'd love him.
Coming up next on 97.3 The Fan.
Listen, gang, more and more these days, people are who are in pain or taking control of their health are looking beyond traditional medicine. I know I did. Went to QC Kinetics many years ago, got my wrists fixed up, and did not know what the problem was with them, but I was very nervous. I had small kids, and I really liked playing ball, playing golf, and being active. And I couldn't do it at all. I couldn't play the guitar, anything. All the things I love to do, I wasn't allowed to do because my wrists were in such pain. I was taping them and wearing weird braces all the time. Went to QC Kinetics, did 5 treatments on each wrist, and fixed me up. It's been great ever since. So it is pretty incredible. It's a simple injection, guys. It's not a hospital stay. It's fast. It's all natural. There's no downtime. Go see Dr. Jackson and his team. He is elite, former orthopedic surgeon. The guy knows exactly what he's doing. So if your back, your knees, your shoulders are keeping you from enjoying life, explore all of your options before you agree to more pills or surgery. Call QC Kinetics today. You'll schedule a free consultation with Dr. Jackson and his team. Take charge of your health and look beyond the same old solutions, drugs, surgery, things like that. Your first consultation's free. No reason to wait. Call QC Kinetics now. Locations in Hillcrest and Torrey Hills. 619-614-PAIN. 619-614-PAIN. That's 619-614-PAIN.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Pick this song.
I think this is an inappropriate choice, Paulie.
Oh, I didn't do it.
Isn't that weird?
I don't pick the music on this show.
I pick the music on the show, but I don't have the rotation. I don't get to pick the rotation, and that weird that this song pops up right now before this segment.
Because,
good God,
before we get into
I swear to God on my life,
it just popped up.
It just pops
How
up.
Random.
It's called a rotator. It's got 200 plus songs in it,
and that's the song that the radio god said, "I'm playing this."
Another one, "Bites the Dust" by Queen.
Because I
on my life.
I really did want to jump in before we start the smorgasbord and look at the next manager is the question. And it has to be asked. When you are now going to be hiring your fifth manager as general manager of the San Diego Padres, is AJ getting these decisions wrong? I think we all know that Andy Green wasn't a great call.
Yeah.
Jace Tingler ultimately wasn't a great call.
0 for 2.
Bob Melvin
should have been a great call,
but wasn't a great call.
I give him 1 for 2 on that one.
We got farther than any other manager's taken us in the last however many years.
But wasn't Mike Shildt a good call?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or is the fact that he's left now change your
a bad
opinion?
Call?
Because I do think that AJ got his last managerial hire correct. They didn't win a World Series, but we all feel like Mike Shildt did a good job as manager in his 2 seasons.
Yeah. 90 wins, man.
As we said, left the organization in a better place.
Yep.
Now, his choice to leave, but I think he got it right. So he's at least AJ's trending in the right direction in terms of his managerial selections.
We have been through. I was thinking about this driving it. Now, again, I saw a bunch of people yesterday. Oh, Pat Murphy and Rod Barajas guys. Don't count. I mean, you don't count the interim guys. You just don't.
No.
I don't.
I saw, people saying, "Oh, this is
11th
manager, 10th manager, whatever." It's like, all right, every president of baseball operations or general manager, they pick their guy and usually get rid of the old guy. So, like, you can't really even count Bud Black as
he inherited
manager.
Bud Black.
Yep.
Inherited him. Made
Dave Roberts for 1 game.
That doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Rod Barajas doesn't count. Pat Murphy doesn't count. Maybe Pat Murphy, I guess. He was
then Pat Murphy.
He was half a season.
Andy Green, then Rod Barajas, then Jace Tingler.
The other thing that bothers me when we talk about like AJ Preller's tenure here with the Padres is, yes, you're accurate in saying and looking at it as 1 10-year span, because that's how long it's been. You're right there. You really should probably split that into 2 5-year spans, because if anybody thinks Andy Green is the reason that the 2017 Padres didn't do very well, I think you're a clown.
Yeah.
Like that team was not going anywhere, and it didn't matter who was manager. Ever since 2019, 2020, whatever you want to call it, it's been a different era of Padres baseball.
It has. 2 owners, 2 different owners, and now 3 owners, under AJ's leadership as well. He's had 3 owners that he's been under as well. So that's something to take into account. But yeah, I don't count those guys, but I was driving in this morning thinking we have literally done we've been together as a show almost 8 years. We've had 4 managers. And think about Manny, Tatis. They've had all these managers too, all these guys that have been there. It's crazy.
One of our photogs at Channel 10 last night, Gerald, said, "Hey, did I go with you to the introductory news conference for Mike Shildt?" And I go, how am I supposed to remember?
Yeah,
I've been so many.
Who knows? So you got another one coming.
These introductory manager news conferences over the
Don
years.
Orsillo, bust out the suit.
Yeah.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Petco Park. I'm Don Orsillo.
Introducing the 69th manager in Padres franchise history.
It is none other than...
We'll tell you coming up in the Padres smorgasbord
we won't.
After traffic. We won't really on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
Just one thing to watch out for on the coastline south on 5 Cassidy Street off-ramp. We have reports of a bumper in lanes. Watch out for that. That's south on 5 Cassidy Street off-ramp. Dry roads is what we're dealing with right now, guys. That could change as the day progresses because rain is moving into the county. So this afternoon's commute could prove to be a real challenging one. You better brace yourself for that. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben & Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Now this is smorgasbord open. Padres smorgasbord.
All right, never mind.
Yeah,
call it something else.
Now this is a smorgasbord topic that is going to continue on
in perpetuity.
So we're just kind of jumping off here, looking at the potential candidates to be the Padres' next manager. And on my kind of list, I've divided it up into in-house, outside candidates, and Padres ties, guys with Padres ties in the past that aren't working for the organization right now. One guy who apparently his name is off the list, though, according to the reporting by Dennis Lynn, is Bruce Bochy.
Yep.
According to the sources of The Athletic, Bruce Bochy is not considered inside the organization to be a candidate for the managerial job for the San Diego Padres.
Now, again, we don't know if that's based on the Padres not wanting him or him not wanting the Padres or him not wanting to manage. I have no idea.
I didn't think it was out of the question yesterday.
I made a couple
brought
calls.
up the name just because it's a whole different organization than when Boch, left way back when to go to the San Francisco Giants, and a lot of fences have been mended over the years. And Boch is a World Series winning manager for a team that is trying to win a World Series. And, there's not a lot of them available out there, guys with rings that are just waiting to get back in. And the ones that have been passed over so many times, like Joe Madden, that you really wonder, all right,
why not?
Why have they been passed over for years and years and years? And is that really the direction you want to go?
When you read at the bottom of Dennis's story that said not believed to have Bruce Bochy be a serious candidate, the first thing I thought was, why not?
Because
that seems like the easiest no-brainer win for me. I don't know that anybody's super upset about it. He's got the resume. He gets the respect the second he walks in. Seems like an easy fit. I'm just curious, like day one, they're like, nah.
Don't know.
I think age is certainly a factor. If you're trying to hire a manager,
I would be looking at it for like 2 seasons, groom your next manager.
That's the only way it would work.
Your AJ Ellis or Ruben Niebla.
You hire Bochy and you hire his replacement right away. And if Boch is not into that, then there's really no conversation to be had. Yeah, Boch, we want you, and we want AJ Ellis to be the next guy to work under you closely for the next couple of years before you step aside.
Like,
and if Bochy doesn't want to
do that,
and if Bochy doesn't want to do that, and he goes, I don't want you to tell me that I've only got 2 years, or I have to take this guy as my coach, then there really is no conversation there. Padres don't necessarily want to say, yeah, we get Bochy for the indeterminate future for as long as he wants, but they're going to have a plan going forward. So maybe that's why that just isn't a possibility, but I certainly would have considered it if I was the Padres.
At least make the call.
Yeah, I think you consider. I talked to somebody yesterday that knows Boch, and they had not spoken to Boch yet. And I asked them, would he take the call? And they said, knowing Boch, he would probably take the call. And I said, well, he's got nothing left to prove in his career. Right. And he goes, yeah, but you win a World Series in San Diego, you're immortalized. And I said, but he's already immortalized. He's got 4, he's already immortal, So I don't know. I don't know too much
Don't
about.
you want to be more immortal?
Yeah. Can you be more immortal? I have no idea. I have no idea if he's interested at all, but
I guess if you're just thinking selfishly, like your own resume or whatever, then you win a 3rd ring on a 3rd team. You're probably the greatest manager of all time.
But the other thing is,
you're in that conversation.
The other thing is, if he doesn't win, nobody cares. It's not going to ruin his resume.
He's still
or
a
his
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Right.
It's kind of a no lose.
I have no idea.
Well, if not Boch,
whom?
Who or who?
I don't know.
All right, well, we got 30 seconds left in the smorgasbord. So
I think we're going to probably
do it all right now.
We're probably going to have to continue this conversation. I don't think we're going to be able to name every single candidate in the next 30 seconds. So why don't we get ready to take a timeout? I know you like to kind of restart things, but let's continue this conversation into our 3rd hour of Ben and Woods this morning. Take a look at some of the lists. National media have compiled. Local media have compiled. Names from Kevin Acee, names from Dennis Lin, names that we're possibly hearing inside and outside the San Diego Padres organization. We'll find out more at 10 o'clock today when AJ Preller speaks to the media. And I don't know if he'll mention any names, but maybe a timeline, something like that.
Commercial free right here, 97.3 The Fan.
Right here on the Fan. So we're leading up to that 2 hours away, but we'll come back and continue with the discussion of the next Padres manager right here with Ben Woods and Paul on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
We are halfway home on a Tuesday. Very eventful couple of days here on the program and in our beautiful city of San Diego. Looking very beautiful this morning. Heard the rain was coming at some point.
I think I saw like a 40% chance around noon, and then it's going to increase.
Yeah,
all
early afternoon is what Megan said last night.
Looks lovely right now. You always do, San Diego. Your baseball team, you certainly keep us on our toes. Absolutely.
The baseball team always looks lovely.
Yeah, they do.
Great uniforms, great ballpark, handsome players.
Yeah, very handsome. But they're always on our toes. I'm Woodsy, Paul Reindl, executive producer, Ben Higgins, your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Before we get into more managerial talk, I'd like to wish a very happy Be Bald and Be Free Day to our boss, Adam Klug.
Is it extra sweet because it's against the Dodgers?
Excuse me?
Be bald.
Is it extra sweet because it's against the Dodgers?
And
why are
be
you
free?
Why are you screaming at me?
Is it freedom because you don't have to like comb your hair every day?
I would imagine.
I think there's some appeal in that.
It would be the greatest. Like if you looked cool, because there are guys that look cool. Skip Schumacher looks cool being bald. I would not. I look like a thumb, as my wife reminded me again last night. And then told my 4-year-old, Daddy looks like a thumb. And my 4-year-old looked at me and just stuck his thumb out. And he goes, yeah, you little turds. So I would not look good bald. Paulie would not look good bald. You would not look good bald. We all have giant heads, so it's not going to look good for us. Adam does not. So Adam, again, happy Be Bald and Be Free Day.
No hair product necessary.
No haircuts even.
Don't need to spend a bunch of money on shampoos.
Yeah, conditioners, all the product for it. It's a fortune.
Also National Dessert Day.
No, we don't celebrate that here.
Don't we?
How are the Almond Joys going?
How many did you break
still
into
7?
yesterday?
Glad you asked.
Oh my God.
Oh my
It's
God.
an empty bag.
There's just wrappers. You ate all of the Almond Joys I
There's
gave
like
you?
12 in there.
There's 7. There's one for every day of the week. You ate them all. No. Did you?
You tell me. You're holding the bag.
I am. I mean, you didn't give some of them to make your kids eat some of them. No one. These were all you. I'm so proud of you.
It was a rough night. And you got what you wanted, didn't you?
I did.
You got what you wanted.
I'll bring you more next week.
No, do not. If they're here, if they're around me, I'm going to eat them. And
next week, I'm not going to give them to him. I'm just going to surreptitiously leave them around places that he may encounter them. He ate them all. It's just an empty bag of wrappers. I'm glad you kept the evidence. Some people might hide the evidence.
You know, I'm going to
bury it deep in the trash can.
I'm so embarrassed. But I knew it was coming. I actually held off until the Dodger game. Then that's what got me. Once Bryce Terang did not come through, the Almond Joys were there for me.
Well, yesterday was National Dessert Day Eve, which is usually always the fun day before Dessert Day.
Well, on Dessert Day Eve, you should open one and have it and then finish the rest today. Don't ever bring me Almond Joys again.
Okay.
You're going to turn me into a whale and you're going to be happy about it. You cannot leave candy around me, dude. You just can't do it. And it's just, I'm sitting there. I remembered, they're in my backpack. My backpack is within arm's reach of my bed. My wife's asleep. It was like seeing a prostitute reaching over quietly, looking around to make sure
your wife was in the room.
She's dead asleep. And I'm slowly unwrapping these things, slowly looking around, just the almond crunch, hoping she doesn't hear it. And then 1 went down, and then 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, then 6, then 7 mini Almond Joys. You're such a bastard for bringing those in.
Brandon says, you figure the guy on SDFatloss wouldn't even want to do that to people.
He wants me fat, believe you me.
And then I can get him on SDFatloss.com.
I don't want to be.
First, I have to fatten you up, though.
He just wants me to be fat and disgusting.
Adam texts, he says, I have plenty of hair.
Right.
He just chooses not to let it grow.
Just be bald and be free, as I just said.
It's your day.
No, he said, are you stashing the wrappers like your eggshells? No, I just had to bring in the evidence. I wanted to be honest with you guys. I promised to be honest with
Woods
you.
is open, and honestness is one of his best qualities.
And it's one of my
And he shares it with all of you tier ones, and you should feel lucky that he does.
I was so mortified, dude. So mortified. Yeah. You asked for it. There it is. In all its glory.
Well, you've already eaten your smorgasbord of almond joys. Let's get back to the smorgasbord of Padres managers.
You're an evil, evil person.
Let's start with the in-house candidates.
Okay.
On my list, and this is by no means necessarily a comprehensive list, feel free to add and subtract as you see fit. Ruben Niebla, Brian Esposito, AJ Ellis, Scott Service, Mark Loretta. Anyone you want to add that's already inside the organization that you think might be someone that AJ will at least interview for the position of manager?
Ben Fritz,
bullpen coach.
Sure.
Could you go even further afield? Someone like a Jake Peavy who works for the organization.
You could.
That, obviously he spoke to the team and has some motivational skills, no doubt about it.
Steve Finley.
Mud Grant.
So there's a lot of names, and you can't really rule out anyone. Of all of those that we have mentioned, you have to say Scott Service is in the mix, having the experience. Very few guys on that list. In fact, he's the only one with managerial experience on that list. Mark Loretta has experience as a bench coach with the Chicago Cubs inside the organization. And I think that's the extent of the high coaching experience. AJ Ellis is considered by many around baseball as a future manager somewhere. Is it with the San Diego Padres right now? I think it's a distinct possibility. But to me, if you're going to start in-house, the first person you start with is your pitching coach, Ruben Niebla.
Yes.
And by the way, for me, it's not because he's been so successful as a pitching coach. Because I don't know that translates. We talked to Buddy Black about it when he was here last week, about why so few pitching coaches actually get an opportunity in Major League Baseball. And he didn't exactly have an answer for it. He kind of talked about it a little bit in terms of, getting to know the rest of the organization. But he says pitchers know hitters. You have to know hitters. You have to know everything about the game to be a pitching coach. So why don't they get those opportunities? The reason I think Ruben is such a good a good guy for this is he's a great people person who players gravitate to, that they like, that communicates well, seems to be able to get his message across really well to pitchers. Like they hear him and they understand him. He tailors his message differently for different players. He knows how to get through to people.
He's just one of the most elite human beings I've met in the game of baseball. And I mean, on a human level, his pitching knowledge is unparalleled. The reports that you hear from every single pitcher that he worked with in Cleveland, every single pitcher he's worked with here, Blake Snell gave him a Rolex or something, or actually gave him the Cy Young Award. One of the two, I can't remember.
Or both.
But the human being is the quality about Ruben. The quality that I admire the most is the human being that he is, the devoted father that he is, and just the great dude that he is. Now,
it's bilingual, which is not a nothing in this day and age of baseball.
Does he know baseball? Absolutely. In, out, back, forward. Is he a tactician in baseball? I don't know. Maybe. I guess you'd have to be that good at what you do. He is my number one overall choice, bar none, period, the end.
If you want to keep some of the good things that you feel like Mike Shildt has brought to the organization, who better than someone who has been with him,
correct,
standing next to him every step of the way? You could say the same thing about Brian Esposito, and I will be fair. I don't know Brian as well.
I don't either.
As I know Ruben Niebla. So I can't say the nice things and the glowing things that I can say about Ruben Niebla. They may be just as true about Brian Esposito. But I know Ruben Niebla. I know what kind of person he is. I know how players feel about Ruben Niebla.
Yes.
And I also have heard fans say, well, you can't lose him as a pitching coach. It's not going to stop giving pitchers advice just because he's the manager.
I'm the manager now.
I can't tell you. I mean, I know what's wrong with you, but it's not my job anymore. I'm sorry. Can't help you anymore. No, I mean, you will still have all of his knowledge, all of his resources. Yes, his time will be more divided, but I would presume that they would promote Ben Fritz, who plays a key role with Ruben in all of the pitchers, and he's great.
Again, phenomenal human being, respected.
Who's probably up for other pitching coach jobs around baseball, and you would lose him if you didn't have a spot for him in your own staff.
Oh, I know one organization that is probably nipping at the heels of Ben Fritz right now.
So in that way, you keep two of your best coaches, you reward them for the good job that they have done, and you maintain some of the consistency and the good things that you have brought with Mike Shildt over the last couple of years, winning 183 games over the last couple of years.
Yep. He's my number one
Not
choice.
a bad call. Everyone's always going to look for outside the organization. Now, I divided the list here into guys with Padres ties that at least I know about and guys that are kind of outside of the family. Guys with Padres ties, we've mentioned Nick Hundley, David Ross, Brad Ausmus, Phil Nevin, Ryan Flaherty, now bench coach for the Cubs. And we talked about Bruce Bochy, not considered to be a serious candidate. Any of those names stand out among the group? Any more you want to add?
Joe Maddon? Always
no Padres ties.
No Padres ties. Always been interesting.
There's the guys without Padres ties: Rocco Baldelli.
Yep.
Albert Pujols.
Okay.
Ron Washington. Throw those names out there, along with Joe Maddon, Buck Showalter, who has ties to Manny Machado. But again, like Joe Maddon, there's a reason I think why some of these guys have been out of a job for so long.
Has every team made their decision? Like, are there any other managerial potential openings?
Yeah, there's a bunch.
No. I mean, I know like, there's like currently like 6 teams. Are there any other teams?
Aaron Boone said yesterday he expects to stay.
AJ Hinch is back.
He's got an
Detroit.
extension.
But what's happening in Philly?
Rob Thompson's back.
He is coming back for sure. Okay.
However, you think that those are all the categories, but you have to look at AJ Preller's history as well. And one of the managers he hired was still working as a manager for another team when he hired him.
Yeah.
When he hired Bob Melvin, he stole him away from another. He made it work. You know, when AJ has his mind set on something, he finds a way to usually make it happen. And if AJ has his mind set on someone who's not currently available, I don't think you can just eliminate everybody who's not currently available. And there are a couple of names on that list that I think you can't totally eliminate. Pretty sure Mark Kotze's comfortable with the A's organization, got an extension. They're happy with him.
Just good young players, too.
Certainly would be someone, with Padres ties. Torey Lovullo's the name that I would not totally dismiss as a possibility.
How?
Because they certainly, at the end of the year in Arizona, the owner said, he was not happy. The owner was not happy. There was talk that Torey wasn't going to stay. They eventually said he is going to stay. Do we know what's going on behind the scenes, though? Are they not willing to commit, long-term to the future of Torey Lovullo? If AJ Preller set his mind on it, of prying Torey Lovullo away from the Arizona Diamondbacks, is that something you think he could make happen, like he did with Bob Melvin?
I mean, everybody's got a price.
Yeah, of course. But, why would Torey leave?
San Diego, I mean, I think the franchise is in a better place. You're in San Diego.
Petco Park, fans every night.
Is it in a better place?
Don't
know. They got good young players there.
I just don't want to eliminate because AJ has surprised us before.
Are we doing this because we had a great interview with Torey Lovullo and we really want him here? I mean, partly yes, I'd say. He was amazing. I was one of the best guys I've ever talked to in my life. Fantastic interview.
Took him to the World Series 2 years ago.
I know. I understand.
He's a good manager. It's not just
he's a good manager.
Experienced, playoff success. He has
a job currently.
Checks all of the boxes.
Familiar with the Padres, at least as a division rival.
Yeah, I really don't know. I know who I want. And I hope that's the case. That's selfishly, that's my pick. Would be Ruben.
Yeah, it's got to be unlikely to steal someone. I see Benji Heal's name, mentioned him yesterday as well. Mexico team manager for the WBC is thought of well in many circles. Maybe someone who gets an interview. I wouldn't consider him a favorite for the job. But after going through all of those names, yeah, I'm leaning toward Ruben as well right now. We'll see. I mean, how badly does he want the job? What's the interview process going to look like? We'll find out more from AJ Preller coming up at 10 o'clock this morning live here on 97.3 The Fan.
Somebody asked in the chat, why, if hitting is your problem, why would you hire Ruben Niebla? And listen, I think a philosophy, I don't know what Ruben Niebla's hitting philosophy would be or his offensive philosophy. That would be something that you'd have to ask him. But again, you delegate for that to your hitting coach and your offensive coordinators and all that. So I think really a manager these days, you got to be able to command the room. You got to be able to have the respect. And I think Ruben's about the only guy with no experience managing that I would look at, honestly.
There's one other guy that name popped up all day yesterday. He works for another organization right now. It's Gabe Kapler. And I guess I'd be willing to have a conversation about him because I think he does some things that are unorthodox and quirky. And who am I to say that wouldn't work? He'd be a different type of voice. Had some success, but I still don't feel like it's the right. I don't know it doesn't present itself as like the clear, like, yes, of course, he would be great.
It's a really outside the box thought.
He's now we all assumed because he's like a special assistant or advisor or something in Miami. We all assumed manager in waiting,
but he didn't get the job.
Yeah.
Clayton McCullough got the job.
Is he still there? Still in Miami?
I think he's still
there.
Assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't all the Pusoy being played with Gabe Kapler as the manager? You can't have Paulie. If you open the door to Pusoy in the clubhouse,
yeah.
God only knows what can happen.
Pusoy can kill a man.
It can absolutely kill a man. I say no on Kapler just because of all of the Pusoy playing in the clubhouse. You cannot have it. You cannot have it. The whole Pusoy scandal happened because of Gabe Kapler just letting his guys do whatever they want, play Pusoy when they should have been taking batting practice.
That Giants team, they put the Pusoy on a pedestal,
and
it just absolutely derailed
their whole season. I'd forgotten.
You're right.
I had forgotten that he was the ringleader of all the Pusoy that was being played.
Brian Snitker.
Absolutely not. I'd like a manager that doesn't fall asleep in the middle of a game. Is that too much to ask for? Literally pans him. He's like, Spencer Strider's on the mound holding his elbow, and he's like, what is it? Absolutely not. I'd put Bo in there before I put Brian Snitker in there. You just made me sick. Sick, huh?
It's day one. It's day one, bro. We're just throwing names out there.
See. They say there's no bad ideas in brainstorming. That is a bad idea. That's a horrible idea. Horrible.
Won a World Series.
I don't care. I don't care. Literally falling asleep. He fell asleep. His pitching coach was Strider's hurt. He's like, what is it? All right.
Just trying to think of names that'll piss you off now.
I mean, Dave Roberts. I quit. You want to be id of me? Hire that guy. All right, time for the manager's report. I'm like, I'll be in the crapper if anybody needs me.
Well, I did say, once AJ gets his mind set on someone, he finds a way to make it happen.
I know.
All right, let's take time out. When we come back, we've got today's game of Take on Woods on the way. Chance to qualify for the trip to Las Vegas. Jerry Seinfeld tickets. It's music trivia. If you think you can battle Woods, awake or asleep, call now. 833-288-0973.
What is it?
833-288-0973. We'll do that coming up next after a check of traffic. Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Prize Picks is my daily fantasy site. I know there's a bunch of different ones out there. I've had a lot of fun with Prize Picks. Easy to use, easy to set lineups. You can do it like less than a minute, whatever sports you're watching. They've got lineups with players to set. You're just picking against the numbers. It's stat projections for your favorite players like NBA stars, Luka Doncic, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Steph Curry, NFL stars. Like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. They're all on the Prize Picks app and just picking against the numbers, more or less 2 to 6 players. Do that and win real money when you're watching sports. I mean, you're watching it all the time anyway. You get as good an idea of anybody as what's going on in these games. There's no magic to it. It's just your experience, and you're watching and you're setting your lineups and winning real money. So when you download the Prize Picks app, Make sure you use the code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. It's easy to get your money in and out as well, which was important to me. You can get withdrawals fast and secure with Apple Pay, Venmo, even MasterCard. I've taken money out of my accounts. It was there in minutes. And then you can reload it back in however you want to play. They make it really simple with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
All right, now that we all seem to have decided that we'd be happy with Ruben Niebla as manager of the Padres.
Yes.
Now let's go the other way. Don't hire Ruben, AJ. We don't want it.
They never listened to us.
Exactly.
Good morning, guys.
Morning, AJ. Talk
like
to you.
Brer Rabbit. Please don't hire Ruben Niebla to be the next manager of the Padres.
I think it's just such an easy transition. And this is, again, one of those weird things where this wasn't your typical, hey, you underperformed, you're out. We're going to go in a different direction. We're going to bring in a whole new philosophy. Like, we won 90 games. We made the playoffs. I know that we didn't accomplish the ultimate goal in a time of it's tumultuous, is it not? Like,
oh yeah.
And if we believe everything at face value, there were players on that team, and like we heard, Manny was having breakfast with Shildt, and Shildt probably called. I mean, he called Tony Gwynn Jr., right? He called people and let them know that this was what he was going to do. But I think when a Jackson Merrill or a Jake Cronenworth gets that phone call, it's a tumultuous thing to happen. And I think in a tumultuous time, you have to make it a seamless transition. I think Ruben is a seamless transition.
Don't you want spring training to be run pretty much the same way? You don't want someone to come in and go, we're doing things a brand new way.
Yeah.
You're going to have to learn how to do it our way and this different way. You want a lot of continuity going forward.
Of continuity is Ruben Niebla.
No, and it's so funny because I go back to a comment that that Christian Yelich made about Craig Counsell. And they said, hey, Craig knows you guys and your tendencies. He's like, yeah, he's not bringing in some exotic blitz packages. It's baseball. I mean, it's all pretty much the same, right? Like, we don't have to worry that Counsell's drawn up some weird exotic blitzes in this game. It's baseball. Like, we know how to play. We know he knows us. We know he may know where to pitch us and stuff. But, like, at the end of the day, there's reams of information for every single team. So I think, it's not football in the respect that the guy comes in, he goes, hey, guess what? We're running the wishbone and we're all going to have to learn how to run the all these RPOs and the wishbone and all this. Like, no, it's baseball. Ruben knows baseball. Ruben has the respect of the guys in the clubhouse. And again, the human being that he is makes perfect sense to me, which means they'll go in a different direction. But I think, again, you as a guy that's expressed interest in managing before, this is an absolutely perfect opportunity, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion.
The best it's ever going to be.
100%.
All right, well, we'll see. We'll have AJ Preller live coverage of his Zoom news conference coming up at 10 o'clock this morning, commercial free. Right now, though, let's get to a little Take on Woods. Take on Woods brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And let's go to the top of the board. Is this Patrick?
This is Patrick.
All right, Patrick, you ready to play Take on Woods?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. 5 questions of musical trivia. If you can beat or tie Woods, you will qualify for our monthly grand prize drawing. This month, it is a trip for 2 to see Jerry Seinfeld in Las Vegas. 2 tickets to his show on April 17th at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. 2-night stay at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino and a $100 gas card. Jerry Seinfeld returns to the Coliseum April 17th and 18th. Tickets, Ticketmaster.com. Woods has left the studio. He cannot hear this part of the game. You get to pick the category and go first. Here are the choices. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, 5 musical artists with Smith somewhere in the name. Keeping It Real, 5 songs and musical artists with the word real. And our new category on the bell curve, 5 song titles and musical artists with bell in their name. So Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Keeping It Real, or on the bell curve. Patrick, what would you like to play?
Keeping It Real.
Keeping It Real. All right, the category isn't fake at all. 5 song titles and musical artists that include the word real in their title. You'll have 60 seconds. If you don't know one, you can pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First questions are 2-second song. Paulie is queuing it up now. And you need to give me both the song title and the artist to score that point. And remember the word real in all of the answers. Patrick, are you ready to play?
Let's do it.
Paul, you feeling good this time? All right,
Feeling
let's
good.
do it. 60 seconds on the clock. Category Keeping It Real. Patrick, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
May I have your attention, please?
The Real Slim Shady by Eminem.
Correct. Which Australian new wave band is best known for their hit Send Me an Angel?
Pass.
Tim McGraw sings I May Be a Real Bad Boy, but Baby I'm a What in a 2003 country hit?
Ooh, I know this one. Real Good Man.
Correct. Iggy Pop's highest charting solo hit in the United States was which 1986 single that was actually a cover from a 1958 song from Australia?
Pass.
Many Gen Zers got their first Sheryl Crow experience when she recorded which song for the soundtrack to the Pixar movie Cars?
Real Gone.
Correct. Which Australian new wave band is best known for their hit Send Me an Angel?
Real Life.
Incorrect. Iggy Pop's highest charting solo hit in the United States was which 1986 single that was actually
Real Wild Child?
Real Wild Child. Hang on, did you say Real Life on that one? I think that is actually right. Yeah, I think I got it wrong.
Oh,
yeah,
you
Real
got
Life.
it wrong.
That is right. That is right. So you ended up with 5.
Wow.
In the end, you got them all at the end, Patrick. All right, good job. Yeah, I wrote it down wrong, but that is correct. That did sound right to me. You are good. 5 for 5. You're in. Hang on the line. Let's bring Woods back in and see if he can do it. Match you at least. All right, Patrick's score is locked in. $60 seconds back on the clock. Same 5 questions. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Patrick.
Real Slim Shady by Eminem.
Correct. Which Australian new wave band is best known for their hit Send Me an Angel?
Pass.
Tim McGraw sings I May Be a Real Bad Boy, but Baby I'm a What in a 2003 country hit?
Pass.
Iggy Pop's highest charting solo hit in the United States was which 1986 single is actually a cover of a 1958 song from Australia?
Lust for Life?
Incorrect. Many Gen Zers got their first Sheryl Crow experience when she recorded which song for the soundtrack to the Pixar movie Cars?
All I Want to Do?
Incorrect. Which Australian new wave band is best known for their hit Send Me an Angel?
Category. I'm dead. What a choke.
You've already lost.
Yeah, toast. Absolutely cooked.
I don't know.
Thought you might get some of these. You only got...
Give me the category.
It's real. Keeping it real. Real Slim Shady.
The Real Slim Shady.
Yeah. Real Life. Send Me an Angel. I May Be a Real Bad Boy, but Baby I'm a Real Good Man. Real Wild Child by Iggy Pop. And Real Gone by Sheryl Crow.
No idea.
You were just smoked today by
It's
Patrick.
just absolutely decimated.
Well done, Patrick.
Good
You are
job,
in
Patrick.
to the drawing for Las Vegas.
You got any Almond Joys over there to ease my pain?
I do not. You ate them all.
I ate them
I'm
all.
sorry. There's no consolation for you today.
Cooked. Yeah, not built for October, Nick says. Yeah. Man, I'm a Padre.
Shame.
Yeah, Woods clearly doesn't care. Yeah, that's just me. I got my money. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
You got your bag.
Got my bag. Oh, my goat is washed. I'm so sorry. That was embarrassing. I would say I'll do better. But training for Take on Woods is like training to hit in October. Like,
you just don't know. You just don't know what's coming up any single day.
You can't train for it necessarily.
You can't study for it.
I can't.
I mean, you're always listening to music.
Always,
so in a
I'm
way,
always
you're
reading
always training.
Like music bios and stuff. I'm reading a couple right now.
Some days it's just not your day. You're facing a tough pitcher. You've just got,
I tip my cap.
You don't see it well. Whatever, it's not coming in.
Body language is terrible, terrible right now.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll talk more about the issues facing the San Diego Padres, looking for a new manager, and more coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Well, listen, gang, if you're trapped in a high-rate mortgage, if you're watching your hard-earned dough vanish every single month, stop right now at Loan Pronto. They're delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Their rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Imagine saving hundreds of dollars a month. Think about all of the almond joys one could buy if you lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR. Close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. Here's the kicker. You could even skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Rates this low will not last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no obligation quote. Imagine lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. Lock in the new low rate. Skip those next 2 payments. 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? This spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Going out to San Diego State this afternoon. I've got a bit of a media day for some of the players as they get ready for their first basketball preseason game on Friday night against UCLA at Viejas Arena. By the way, Brian Dutcher, speaking yesterday, said tickets are still available. Remember, they're putting this game on to raise NIL money.
Ooh.
So this goes to the
Friday
players,
night.
helps the program. It's not part of the season ticket package, so they're trying to actually sell out Viejas Arena, and then that money is going to go toward paying players to keep the program going. I mean, makes a lot of sense. And if you want to support Aztecs basketball, did see, and some people were surprised yesterday that San Diego State was not in the top 25 of the first college basketball rankings that came out. They give close. They're, I think, 28th. Others receiving votes just outside the top 25. Really, there were no non-power programs in the top 25 other than Gonzaga, who is about as big of a power program as you can imagine, just not playing in a power conference. But San Diego State will have plenty of opportunities early in the season with the schedule that Dutch has put together to prove that they belong in the top 25 with not just the preseason game against UCLA, but top 25 Michigan. Oregon is right next to them, just outside the top 25, whoever else they play. Arizona's in the top 25. They're going to play them in a neutral site game in Phoenix, not that neutral, but so they'll have their opportunities early in the season to prove that they belong. I know Dutch really likes his team this year.
I mean, and again, I saw some Aztecs fans getting upset about it. Paulie, you're an Aztec for life. You don't care.
Surprised.
You're surprised, but this is what you want.
They'll be there in a week.
That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, give them 2 or 3 games, and they'll be right there.
It'd be fun. It's going to be fun, man. They got some really good new players. They got guys coming back healthy. Reese Waters Dixon, which I just learned this morning. He added the Dixon to his last name.
Added the hyphen back to his name.
Ben said Reese Waters Dixon. I go, it's just Reese Waters. He goes, no, I put a
It was Reese Waters Dixon.
Then it's Reese Waters, and that's now it's Reese Waters Dixon again.
It is.
All right. So, but yeah, it's going to be it's Reese Dixon Waters.
Oh, is it the other way? Dixon Waters.
Reese Dixon Waters.
Dixon Waters.
Say it again.
Reese Dixon Waters.
Say it fast.
Reese Dixon Waters.
No, just say the last name fast.
Dixon Waters. What?
Did you get it?
Did I get it?
Dixon Waters.
Yeah, there you go. Nailed it. When I bathe both my kids at the same time.
Dixon Waters.
Hey, look, it's my kids in a bathtub.
I don't think you want people all thinking about your kids in a bathtub.
No, I mean, because they're literally both of them.
Dixon Waters.
They're both jerks. Okay? That's what I meant.
Trying to have a serious basketball conversation.
I know you are.
Here.
You have plenty of time for it.
It's hopeless. I said Magoon Gwath is going to get evaluated by the doctors on Thursday and is closing in on his return. Now, he's been out after surgery for 8 or 9 months, and he'll be a key member of the team as well when he comes back.
Well, we didn't talk yesterday, and I got screamed at online by a guy that was very mad about the. We didn't get to the Aztecs football.
Let's do it.
We were when I tell this guy, it was on the tip of our tongues to talk about the football game. And then we heard that Mike Shildt.
It was literally it was the first story of the Rinder report, which we get to about 9:05, and AC's story dropped at 9:01.
And I was like,
23 hours and 48 minutes later.
Yes.
Let's get to it right after checking traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Creative Repipe, the Repipe experts. Got a number of things going on here, guys. One of them is this collision on northbound 125 past Spring Street. This appears to be blocking the fast lane. Also going to find westbound 52 right around Mass Boulevard. Accident involving a couple vehicles, got middle lanes blocked. Several problems in the North County, southbound 5 coastline just before NCD Disc Boulevard. Accident in the center of Vibe, but fire crews got the HOV lane blocked. Eastbound 78 collision just before the 15. That's being moved out of lanes. And southbound side of the 15, crash cleared near Auto Park Way, but then further down past Camino del Norte, we have reports of a stalled vehicle being moved over to the right shoulder. Before that drip becomes a flood, call Creative Repipe for whole house repipes. Financing available, and 97.3 The Fan listeners get a 20% discount plus a lifetime warranty. Call 619-399-2880 or visit creativerepipe.com. I'm Kelly Danek, Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So, yeah, yesterday, Paulie tweeted out the, run of show. This is what we have coming up on the program today. And I got a tweet that said, yeah, Aztec Nation doesn't watch this. Local podcast, no Aztecs. Yeah, really pathetic. Go Aztecs. And I said, well, we haven't gotten to the Aztecs yet, Mike, but it was a great win. Go Aztecs. And he said, yeah, sure. 5-1. And you're not talking about the Aztecs pathetic. I'm reading it as it's written. You'll get around talking about the Aztecs until you talk the Padres to death, until there's nothing more to talk about the Padres. Stick to the Padres. That's all you're good at. Aztec Nation will live on with or without local media. Kind of need the local media, right? To talk about your team, air your games, things like that. And I said, well, we were literally just about to talk about it. And then Mike Shildt up and retired. It was a fantastic win for the Aztecs football team in a fantastic season. Jaden Denegal, Ben, is like one of the most efficient passers in college football. And I wondered, as I was watching the games on Saturday a little bit, I wondered if maybe the University of Michigan could use a quarterback like Jaden Denegal, from which he transferred for Underwood, who's not been good for them necessarily. And I'm watching this kid play, and I watched the attack. They're running the ball well, throwing the ball really, really well. He doesn't throw incomplete passes, keeps the ball safe. They dominated, and they look phenomenal.
Defense has been terrific. 12.2 points allowed per game, best in FBS football, I think. I saw it yesterday as well. Here's the thing. Yes, they have exceeded my expectations. They've played very well, and they're worthy of your attention and support.
Yes.
They may even contend for a Mountain West title now. They're 2-0 in the Mountain West. Need to finish top 2 to get to the Mountain West championship game. That would be a huge win for Sean Lewis in his second season in a program that is building and hopefully will continue to build. They're still, they're going to make a bowl game. They need to win one more game. They're going to make a bowl game.
They have, I think the over-under for wins this year was set at 4.5. They've already smashed that. So if you took the over, you're in good shape.
Great job. But we still know where this season is likely going to end for the Aztecs. In like the Arizona Bowl against Toledo. Because that's where they're going. They're not going to make the college football playoff. Their loss to Washington State probably guaranteed that, even if they win the Mountain West. A team like South Florida, whose only losses to Miami is pretty far ahead of them for the non-Power 4 conference berth in college football's playoff. So they're playing for a conference championship, which would be great. Which would
be massive.
And that would be a step forward for the program.
Here's the problem.
They're doing things well, but that's all I can really say about the team right now.
But the other problem is if Sean Lewis comes in and turns this program around and leads this balanced attack with this great defense, guess what happens? If
he goes 11-1 and wins his bowl game, or 12-1, wins the Mountain West,
see you later.
Yeah, likely he'll take an opening at a bad Power 4 school somewhere that's willing to pay him 5 times what he's making now to try to turn their program around.
But again,
and then the Aztecs go back to square one.
And that's the nature of this awful, awful business that is college football. It just really is. So I think, but again, we were totally going to do it, man. I apologize. I'd like to. It's not a request show, so we had it on the plan to get to, and we just didn't get to it because of Mike Shildt.
I'm very impressed, though.
Massively impressed. And Jaden Denegal is a really fun guy to watch.
We were skeptical going into the season, I think with plenty of reason, but they have played far beyond my expectations on both sides of the ball. And Sean Lewis has done a really, really good job after a really rough first season.
Horrible first season.
Doing a really good job. Now, the schedule is tougher in the second half, and but
they got Boise State coming up.
It's not like they're eking out these wins.
Right, they're winning convincingly.
They're hammering opponents right now.
Which is
hammering
great.
Opponents. They got Fresno State next Saturday after a bye. Still have Boise State. But they could play for a Mountain West title this year, which is fantastic.
It's fantastic.
Good job, Sean Lewis. You have our respect.
Oh, I'm sure that it was keeping him up at night.
All right, Paulie, Roundel Report this time. We're going to get to it?
Yes.
I believe
Allegedly.
so. Unless Kevin Acey's got any more news to drop at 9 o'clock.
We'll see what happens in the next couple of minutes. Otherwise, Roundel Report next with Ben Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Happy National I Love You Day. I love you, Ben. I love you, Paul.
Love you too.
I love you, Tier 1s.
Love you guys.
Love you. It's hard. You can say that now, finally.
You
After
can.
8 years. No, you can. I've always been able to. I've always been able to say it. You can finally say it. I love you.
I love you.
Look at you. You looked away.
I can't look at you now.
You can't. Come on.
He's like, you too.
I love you too.
Love you.
Love you. He begrudgingly does, though.
Better than just saying thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Love
Me,
you.
me too.
I said I love you. Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, I heard you.
Heard you.
You ever tell a girl you love her and she didn't say it back?
I don't think so.
I think I did it I think it happened in like 9th grade. And she hit me with like, thanks.
Thanks.
Like,
Aww.
Yeah, you're the sweetest. I'm so lucky to have you as a friend.
Like a brother.
Yeah, you're like a brother to me. Well, let's put it this way. I don't think of you like my sister. So this is going to be a problem for me moving forward. Yeah, these kids, they wouldn't survive that. Like my kids, that will probably never happen to them because they'll never say it. They'll just text it. Right? They'll never actually ILYSM. I love you so much. Yeah. Yeah, they'll never have to actually say it. My wife gets mad when I say love you instead of I love you.
Without the I.
She gets furious.
Really?
She'll go, I love you. I go, love you.
Love you.
And she gets furious. She's, I love you. I'm like,
I do sometimes worry about oversaying it. Like, was it going to lose meaning? If you, at the end of every phone conversation, you always have to throw it in for your spouse.
I do everyone. I think
sometimes
so.
I feel like that overdoes it and it loses its meaning. You hold on to it for special occasions.
I never thought of it like that. I think now it's just a habit.
Right. Is it mean anything if it's just a habit, though? If you're trying to make that phrase mean something and turning into a habit.
What do you get? What do you allow yourself? 6, 7 a year? Like, how do you allocate like how many you do?
I mean, I do think about such things. Like, what's the right ratio? Once a week?
Yeah, you need therapy for sure. That's just the fact that you think about these things means you need therapy ASAP.
Or does everybody else need to be thinking about these things too?
No.
It's always good to evaluate.
It's always good to tell somebody you love them. It's never a bad thing. Never has anyone gone, oh, God, I wish they wouldn't tell me that they loved me. I hate hearing that.
Have you ever been in an argument, but at the end, you still say at the end?
Yeah. More so now than used to. Yeah. Used to be, I hate you. And now it's, you know what? I do love you. You should figure this out. Yeah. Interesting stuff, Benny.
All right, we'll get back to some more baseball. But first, let's get some headlines that we've missed so far. It is time for the Rindle Report.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right. It's the Rindle Report. It is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Gentlemen, let's go chronologically here. No Rindle Report yesterday. Skipped it with the Shildt news dropping at 9 a.m., but pretty massive college football story from over the weekend. James Franklin out at Penn State. He had been there for 12 seasons, which I knew he'd been there a while.
I didn't know it was that long.
Me too.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
I thought he was there for like 4.
I had a buddy that played for him at Vanderbilt before Penn State, and I started doing the math. I'm like, yeah, that was like 2011, 2012, somewhere in there. I'm like, yeah, I guess it's been 12 years that he has been running things at Penn State, and the school announced after their loss to Northwestern on Saturday, their starting quarterback went down for the year with an injury. It was their 2nd straight loss, I believe, and things were just not going well.
0-3 in the Big Ten, man.
Yeah, Penn State decided to pull the plug, and what's fascinating, I guess, was shocking, is the money. James Franklin is still owed just over $49 million on his contract.
It's the best gig on the planet.
Yeah, that's going to be the second biggest buyout in college football history. We talked a couple of years ago. Is Jimbo Fisher, $76 million from Texas A&M.
God.
But James Franklin going to get paid $50 million to not work.
Is it really that competitive that if they didn't give these guys $76 million guaranteed buyouts that, I guess I'm going to go somewhere else? I mean, these are self-inflicted contracts by college football programs.
It's like they have money to burn.
Are they that desperate, though? Are the agents for these college coaches so good that going, I'll just take him next door and they'll give me the $50 million guarantee that you won't?
Let's try that. Terrified. Let's try that on our next contract.
They're all terrified. This to me, though, I mean, James Franklin did good things with that program. It was in a bad spot after Joe Paterno, but in 12,
I'd say so.
In 12 years, can you remember any giant Penn State wins?
I can remember one giant Penn State loss last year. Made my day.
What's shocking, though, is 1 month ago today, Penn State was number 2 in the country, undefeated. San Diego State was coming off a 36-13 loss to Washington State. 1 month later, the Aztecs are getting more votes in the top 25 poll than the Nittany Lions are. Didn't get a single vote in the top 25 this week, and the Aztecs got 2.
As they mentioned, this is not a this season problem. This is a trajectory that we are on. He is now 4-21 against top 10 opponents.
Oof.
1-18 against top 10 Big Ten teams is not easy.
But that
to
didn't
say.
get him fired. Losing to UCLA and Northwestern got him fired.
160 winning percentage against AP top teams is tied for the third worst record by a coach at a single school since the poll era began in 1936. It's amazing they took this long. And again, you look at the preseason rankings, everybody had him at number 2. They didn't factor into the fact that this guy is allergic to winning big games. Got pretty mouthy with my coach, Marcus Freeman, about joining a conference, and I didn't forget that. Neither did Coach Freeman. Well, listen, at the end of the day, who's the winner? James Franklin. He does not have to coach at Penn State anymore, and he has $49 million coming his way. What's a better gig than that? Sit on your ass, and here's $49 million. Sit on your ass. Do nothing. You can still go coach. Yeah. If somebody hired him tomorrow, he still gets his 49. It's not a non-compete.
No, it's offset. So if he made $1 million, he'd only get 48.
Amazing. I'll take the $1 million.
Technically, he does have to look for work. That's part of the agreement. So
you guys should see. You should see how much LinkedIn I did today. I'm going to need my check. I'll send you over the emails I sent out. What do you want? Man, that's nuts. 49.
Insane.
To do nothing. Yeah. They really make you go look for a job?
Yeah. No, it's usually there's offset language in those contracts that when you get hired somewhere else.
I thought it was guaranteed.
It's guaranteed, but not just the buyout.
They don't give you a chunk.
If another school gives you $10 million a year, that comes off your Penn State money. They don't have to pay you. You don't get to double dip.
I almost thought it's like they're paying you.
Would be elite.
I know they're paying you because that's what both parties agreed to pay.
Right.
But it feels more like it's almost like a non-compete. Like, we're going to pay you this money, but you don't go coach against us now.
No, but they can. But then they just get offset. I saw Andrew Brand actually was explaining that. Yeah. Coaches actually do have to go and look for work.
Dominic
it's very hard to prove.
Dominic says, look for work. Open the window. Look outside.
No work.
No work out there.
Couldn't get a job today.
Man.
What is the mom saying? Step Brothers. He's holding out for
upper management
position.
That's in vacation. Yeah.
Oh, it's vacation. Yeah.
I think he made the point. He could take a job as a TV analyst, $100,000 for the college football season, and that doesn't offset much. So then they'd owe me $48,900,000 instead of $49 million, and he still gets to be in college football. So he may do something like that.
All right, that's your college football big story from the weekend. Last night, had a couple of baseball games. Also had a couple of Monday Night Football games. Did not watch any of the Bears and Commanders game. The Chicago Bears won 25-24. Probably not a scoregami, but definitely an odd score total, 25-24. Bears moved to 3-2-1. No, 3-2 on the season, excuse me. And then the Bills, that was the shocker. They lost to the Falcons last night in Atlanta. The Falcons taking down Buffalo 24-14.
Falcons play here.
They jumped out to a pretty early lead and just never looked back in that one.
Bijan Robinson, 170 yards, 81-yard touchdown in that game. Who's good in the NFL
who's
this year?
A good football
I had this
team?
conversation last night. I go, is Tampa Bay the best team in football right now?
If you look at the entire league standings, the top 2 teams out of 32 are the Indianapolis Colts,
obviously, as we all picked,
and the Tampa Bay Bucks, 5-1 with an 833.
Are those the two
percentage.
best? Are we ready to believe that the Colts and the Bucks are the 2 best teams in football?
I like
now?
the chaos, man. I'm here for it. I think that's great.
I'm a big fan of Baker Mayfield.
It sorts by winning percentage, so I'll read them off rapid fire. Colts, Bucks, Steelers, Packers, Chargers. That's your top 5.
Wow.
49ers, Patriots, Eagles, Bills.
I was listening to the Ravens game the other day, driving home from baseball. They may be the worst team in NFL history based on what I was hearing on the call. I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
They're 1-5.
1-5. No one had that. Nobody had that.
They got decimated with injuries, and it's just that's not
Feels
their
like
year.
this is a good year to put some money on long shots to win the Super Bowl because I don't see any team is standing out right now from the pack in the NFL.
Not really.
The Colts, 5-1.
Daniel Jones is their quarterback. I just can't see Jonathan Taylor is a good running back.
Yeah.
They call him Indianapolis Jones. It's fantastic.
Are they
Indianapolis Jones is amazing.
That's really good. I hadn't heard that
really
one.
Good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
Oh, thought you'd like that. All right. And then finally, gentlemen, this is another story that we would have gotten to yesterday in normal circumstances. Didn't have it, so we'll get to it today. A shout out to her family from over the weekend. I was very shocked to see that Diane Keaton passed away.
So sad.
On Saturday, at just 79 years old. No word yet on the cause of death. I don't know if that's been updated or not, but everyone that seemed to know her and talked, whether it was to TMZ, People Magazine, whatever. Oh, beloved. But the people that were close to her, even like it was fairly unexpected. Like. I read somewhere that she just has been like living out in Palm Springs, hasn't been feeling too hot, and
you know what?
I
don't even need to know.
I don't either.
I don't have that desire to know. I don't think it was something nefarious. Would be my guess.
People Magazine reported that her health declined rapidly over the last few months.
She's almost 80.
Yeah. What's the age at which it's no longer really relevant?
75.
After 75 or so. Yeah. She I didn't know this, but we had this on Channel 10 last night. She was a major supporter of the Helen Woodward Animal Center, was on their board of directors and did a lot of publicity and was just an absolute animal lover.
I love it.
For her whole life and supported that organization and rescue of animals fully. So I thought that was really cool.
Favorite Diane Keaton movie?
I'm trying to remember. What are some of my choices here?
Godfather. She was fantastic in The Godfather.
I don't know why I don't think of
First
that as a
Wives
Diane
Club.
Keaton movie, but she.
I don't either, but she's phenomenal in it.
Right.
And you know, want to talk about like not only holding your own amongst one of the best casts ever. Father of the Bride.
That's a good one. Yeah.
She's elite in that.
I really like Something's Gotta Give.
So good, Jack Nicholson.
Keanu
These
Reeves.
are movies that like my parents watched back then. And I was like, I kind of like this movie. She was spectacular.
Family Stone.
I saw that. I can't remember.
Holiday season.
This is a dark
movie.
period for me.
I will say, Woody Allen, I've never gotten or liked any really of his movies at all.
Same. It's not.
And now I feel good about that decision.
Me too. I feel like I was on the right side of history with the old Woody Allen choices that I made.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, you know how we do things on this show.
This is BBC News. We're interrupting our schedules for the following announcement. Buckingham Palace has announced the death of Her Majesty.
She was majestic. She wore a lot of the tie. Like she made girls wearing ties cool.
Like business
awesome
business
style.
suits.
Yeah, very attractive. Very attractive. Always
saw Reese Witherspoon was talking to some group of people, and it was right like the day after Diane Keaton passed away. They were very close. She talked about working with her as like a 14-year-old trying to break into the industry. And Diane Keaton goes, "Is that accent real?" Because she's from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You are the sweetest little thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking you under my wing." And she just said, "Live like Diane, just be kind, be genuine, and wear something weird but awesome."
Yeah.
Like, she had a fun style.
She did. That's one I saw. I was like, oh, kind of got me.
Yeah.
Redford and Diane Keaton in the span of like 2 months. Terrible.
Thank you, Paulie. Speaking of shout out to his family, I also wanted to mention a baseball loss that was announced yesterday. Someone I remember well from my youth, Sandy Alomar Sr., who was the third base coach of the San Diego Padres in the late 1980s. And I just remember, you always kind of remember the third base coach when you're a kid and watching him wave runners around. Of course, the father of both Sandy Alomar Jr. and Roberto Alomar passed away yesterday. He's really considered Puerto Rican baseball royalty, the first, the patriarch of that family. And from everything I've heard, very gentle and kind man who passed away yesterday at the age of 81. So wanted to throw out, Paulie, if you don't mind, one more on the other side of it. Shout out to his family.
And I really hope we can see more unity and more peace when already things are so difficult.
It's true.
So, shout out to his family.
You were a Yankees fan growing up. Who was the third base coach? I don't know why I just remember him so distinctly. Is it just me? Remembers the third base coach of my childhood team?
Yeah, I think so.
I even remember like Manny Mota of the Dodgers and like the other team's third base coaches as well. I don't know why it was so significant in my mind.
I didn't start watching baseball until I was like 10.
Yeah.
I remember like the entire starting lineup,
but not the third base
I don't remember the third base coach.
I remember all the players. I don't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I could go around like Mike Pagliarulo, Alvaro Espinoza, Willie Randolph, Don Mattingly. I could do that. Like, those are the games. That's when I fell in love with the game. But I can't remember for the life of me.
I can tell you.
I don't even know who the skipper was, if I'm being honest. I
can tell you like the 95.
Stump Merrill, maybe? I have no idea.
95, 97 Mariners teams led by Lou Piniella. Couldn't tell you who the hitting coach was.
No.
Pitching coach.
No.
First base, third base coach. No idea.
I don't remember that. He was Pod's third base coach, though? Yeah.
For several years.
Yeah.
All right, don't forget, we are working our way toward AJ Preller's appearance at the top of the hour here on 97.3 The Fan. All guests on 97.3 The Fan appear on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline, facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. We didn't really give it enough time. I want to revisit yesterday's Brewers-Dodgers Game 1 of the NLCS.
Yep.
The decisions by Dave Roberts that nearly cost his team the game in the ninth inning, but now where the Dodgers stand going into Game 2, and is there any way to derail their train to the World Series again?
No.
Get to all of that coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 000-466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
First, Woods and I would like to talk about our favorite place to play cards in San Diego, 7 Mile Casino. I told the story many times. Had not really heard much about 7 Mile Casino when we were first introduced to it over 7 years ago. Yeah. And I was a little skeptical, like, really? This is going to be a card room, right? It's not going to be that nice. Then we walked in the first time, and
amazing.
I was blown away.
Like, we had a lunch.
It's fantastic.
We had a lunch, and we ended up going back there later with the wives, and it was a blast. And it remains a blast to this day. They will take good care of you at 7 Mile Casino. Many of our tier ones make the short drive down the 5 to Chula Vista. And, man, again, California-style blackjack, Texas Hold'em, Pie Gown, Baccarat, got you covered. And no slot machines, just a good place to go. Have a great time.
If you're going for a great time, but if you're a serious card player, they take care of you well. High limit action at the Texas Hold'em tables, at the California style blackjack tables. Good dealers who know what they're doing, and they'll take care of you at the table. 35% off food from Sammy's while you're playing, and that food is fantastic and available 24/7 with that 24/7 players menu. Check it out today. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Keep seeing these ideas in the chat. Andy in the chat says Mike Shildt is definitely coaching again. He's taking some time, but I don't think he's done. They only said it was due to his health, so it didn't look like Preller had to move on again from another manager. Again,
it's an interesting theory.
Just why would Mike Shildt cooperate with that, though? Why would he walk away from money and 2 years only just so AJ Preller could save some face?
Right. And again,
he has no obligation to do that.
And again, you know, he talked to Dennis Lind and he said on the record, I walked away. I did not take a buyout or any sort of money.
Unless you're a giant conspiracy theory and you think that they have given Mike Shildt like millions extra to just say he is walking away and retiring from the game. In which case that would be, I would think, a giant scandal in Major League Baseball if that ever came out.
Yeah.
But that just doesn't follow. The facts just don't fit that narrative. It seems as though Mike Shildt is making this decision on his own. And
again, like if he goes back and coaches at some point, I don't know that it will be in the manager's spot. Because again, if you're, I don't want to sound callous at all, Benny, but would you be reluctant to hire Mike Shildt?
Yeah.
Yes. Right? Yes. Yes. The answer is yes.
Not for another role.
Not for another role.
Knowing the toll managing took on him, I wouldn't feel right about.
Nor would I.
We were skeptical when the Padres hired him. I mean, you at least were like, why did St. Louis just fire him after three successful seasons?
And I think it was a fair question then.
So now I'm just saying that's going to add even more.
I would think, like I said earlier, he may join another organization in another role. And at some point, if like he's in that organization and they're desperate for a manager, maybe that would be his only avenue toward returning. But I don't see him being hired by a team through an interview process.
He'll have a fungo in his hand at a spring training facility in March.
Yeah. Somebody said if they do expand into Charlotte, what a perfect fit, 100%. Carolina boy, man, through and through. But I think if you really play it forward, why would you say it if it wasn't true? To save face? Well, if you didn't take any money, are you really saving face? You know what I'm saying? Like if he really said, because I put myself in those shoes, right? We want to go in a different direction. Okay. I got 2 years left on my deal. So cut me a check and appreciate it. And that's it.
Right.
And I walk out the door. Not, let's concoct a story that I'm really frazzled mentally. And I'm just going to leave the money. And then you guys can go get another manager and I'll just leave empty-handed.
Especially in a business where it's incredibly common for teams to move on. It's not some sort of giant stain that it didn't work out.
What was the point you made earlier?
1/3 of the managers in baseball are gone after every year.
Because Paulie said something to the effect of reading the letter yesterday. There are little things that you can look at and pick up these nuggets and, Easter eggs that you think you may find. But I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. Shildt walking away. He didn't. In reading that letter, I didn't get the sense that Mike Shildt feels like this is what he wanted. That's what I get when I read that letter, right? And it doesn't help the Padres at all. John Seidler did the letter to the fans, and he said, we're doing a investigation and a deep dive, and we're going to make some changes. Him walking away and retiring, so to speak, doesn't give the Padres a pass. Like they didn't say, see, we made the changes that we promised you we would to go out and win another World Series championship. Does that make sense? It's a long-winded way of saying that, like, the Padres didn't do anything here. They're not correcting any mistake. He quit. They're not correct. They didn't come to this conclusion and say he's out of a job, or they would have fired him. Does that make sense?
Right. I mean, I think the Padres need to reflect on
what got him
if they were contributing to an atmosphere that caused Mike Shildt to deteriorate in 2 seasons as manager, because you don't want to keep putting managers through that. If there's something you can change that makes it, a better place, more supportive place to work. But, I don't feel like Mike Shildt was unsupported as manager of the Padres either.
But we don't know. I mean, we don't know. I feel like he was supported, but I have no idea. You want to think that? I have no idea. I have no idea. But again, this isn't some big, we told you guys we were going to drop the hammer and make some changes. And it's like, well, not really. Padres don't really get credit for that, for dropping the hammer and making changes if Mike Shildt did, in fact, walk away and leave the money on his own, right?
I think coaches don't want to coach prima donnas like Machado and Tatis in our chat. I couldn't disagree more. I think one of Mike Shilt's favorite parts of the job
was coaching
guys like Machado and Tatis.
Fernando Tatis.
I mean,
it's just the most tired.
It's probably the hardest thing for him to walk away from are guys like Fernando Tatis Jr. and Manny Machado. Loved working with those guys. Absolutely loved it.
Yep.
I just have to keep fighting against that narrative because I don't know everything that's going on, but we cover it on a daily basis pretty closely.
I'm so tired.
And we talk to enough people that I think we would know if that was the case. And that's just not the case in the Padres organization. The players, it's a good group of players.
Yep.
They've finally found a really good group of players that get along in the clubhouse. It's a good place to be for the most part. That's not it. It's not a players mutiny. These are players that are difficult to deal with. That's not the case at all with the San Diego Padres.
It's just tired. It's just exhausting. It's an exhausting narrative. And until they win a championship, unfortunately, that's going to be the narrative. And I think they know that, I think they know that. But, you're talking about one guy that kills himself to be in the lineup 158 games. The other guy that threw up 6 WAR this year, is one of the most dynamic players. Yeah, you don't like his body language all the time. But I promise you, if he was striking out 3 times a game and smiling, you'd have a problem with that too. They're never going to, it's the only way to bust that narrative, Ben, is to hoist the World Series the trophy over their head and be on a parade.
And I believe the Padres are one of the franchises that are in position to do so.
Correct.
But there's always going to be, 6 to 10 teams every year that are in position to do so. Guess what? Only one of them actually does it at the end of the year.
Yeah. So again, it will be there until it's not. And you'll be a crappy leader until you win one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's just the way that it goes.
Can anyone dethrone the Dodgers, though, as they are now 7 wins away from their second consecutive World Series title? We'll wrap things up, talk about that and preview Game 2 of the NLCS coming up in our final segment of Ben and Woods next year on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Last chance today, though, for Woods and I to tell you about trustandwill.com. Trust and Will has taken the process of estate documents out of the lawyer's office and put the power into your hands right at your computer fingertips, where you can fill out in less than an hour real estate documents, a will or a trust that can take care of your family should something happen to you.
That's exactly right. Go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 for your trust and will, and trust or will. And again, trustandwill.com. Code is radio20. Get that peace of mind that it's hard to find in life, but this is one of those things that you absolutely have to do if you have a family. Make sure that all of your wishes, all of your needs are met. And it's very simple to do, and they walk you through it. It's exactly what I needed. Trustandwill.com.
And that code radio20 is going to get you 20% off your trust or your will.
That's right.
When you fill it out, it would be much more expensive to do this through a real lawyer's office, but these documents are just as good as those. Especially for most of us, we've got some possessions that we want to leave to our loved ones. We may have some property or 401ks that we want to make sure that our families have access to without going through probate court. That's what you can do with a trust. So do it today. Be the responsible person in your family. Go to trustandwill.com. Use code radio20 at checkout at trustandwill.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben, are you upset by the recent death that just happened? Breaking news.
Another one.
Legendary soul singer D'Angelo has passed away at the age of 51.
Can't say I am that familiar with D'Angelo. I remember D'Angelo Jimenez, Padres infielder. Beverly D'Angelo from Christmas Vacation and movies like that. But just D'Angelo?
I went to high school with D'Angelo Davis.
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Angelo Russell, yeah. Just D'Angelo.
D'Angelo. Paul, you know him?
Heard of him. Probably have heard a song, but
did this insane.
You were playing something during the break. I'm like, okay, that sounds.
Did this insane video for How Does It Feel? He's all nude and just yoked.
All nude.
He's all nude, and it was just this video. You're like, wow, like you're on stage, like on camera, and you're just nude.
What is it?
It's called How Does It Feel? It was like the best makeout song ever when I was younger.
Oh yeah, he's just completely
in
his birthday suit,
nude, like me at the spa on Saturday. Different
Feels
looking.
like they couldn't play that on television.
They did. They did. Yeah, they did play it. It was kind of. I think it was like blurred out.
No. Pixelated.
Yeah. Man, he was really talented. 51 years old. That's unbelievable.
Pancreatic cancer.
Oh, it's so sad.
It's like the worst one.
That is.
Do we have to Paulie again?
Yeah, we have to hit it again.
We've been doing it a lot this hour.
I know, it's tough, dude.
And I really hope we can see more
He's worthy.
unity and more peace when already things are so difficult. So, shout out to his family.
Shredded abs, just like us. Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, I could listen to that
all day long.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Sorry.
So
I like how he just starts naming all the sports people he knows with this D'Angelo. I remember this guy. Who is it?
D'Angelo Jimenez.
Jimenez, right.
Yeah.
Padres infielder.
Padres infielder.
There was this whole other world outside of
sports. I didn't live that world. You know me. I didn't live that world.
You missed all of it.
All right, let's check traffic, and then we'll get back to the NLCS and sports to wrap up the show here. Next on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Robert Half. Still a few problems here, guys. Northbound 15 El Norte Parkway off-ramp. Got a collision blocking lanes. Also traffic advisory. Southbound 15 before Auto Parkway. Stalled semi between the two right lanes. You'll find southbound 125 right before Grossmont. Collision involving a couple vehicles. Not showing if lanes are blocked. Roads are relatively dry right now, but that's going to change as the day progresses. We are expecting some rain, so gear up for what could be a very busy afternoon. At Robert Half, they found that 67% of companies want to increase contract talent. That's why the recruiters' expertise and award-winning AI work quickly to find the candidates you want. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan.
Don't forget, we're about 15 minutes away from AJ Preller addressing the media following the retirement of Mike Shildt. So get some answers, probably not all the answers you want, but get some answers from AJ. Commercial free coming up at the top of the hour. Later today, 5:08, Game 2 of the NLCS from American Family Field in Milwaukee after the Dodgers hold on to win Game 1 last night 2-1. And feels like that would have been a pretty devastating game to give away. After the Blake Snell performance, facing the minimum 24 batters in 8 innings. First pitcher to do that in the postseason since Don Larson's perfect game.
Just insane.
They gave up one hit, picked him off. That was it. 24 up, 24 down, essentially.
Fisted a single up the middle, like on a changeup on the hands. And then he picks him off. It's just crazy.
It was nearly perfection from Blake Snell, but they took him out in the 9th inning with a 2-0 lead.
Yep.
And Roki Sasaki, which you knew had to be coming at some point.
Of course, it happens to everyone.
Wasn't just going to dominate as a closer with no struggles at all.
Right.
Ran into some trouble. Gave up the double that put runners at second and third, sacrifice fly, walk. They took him out of the game. They brought in Blake Trinan. If you're Dave Roberts, I don't care what you tell the media. You can't possibly be that confident in bringing in Blake Trinan in that situation.
No.
You're worried. You're hoping he gets through it. I mean, it's a pitcher. Anyone can get an out. You know, all you need is one out. Just give me one out. And, of course, he walks the guy that he's brought in to face and has to face Bryce Terang. Not the matchup they wanted, but it worked out. Got the strikeout on the pitch just above the zone, and the Dodgers hold on for that 2-1 win. Feels like that gives them control of the series now. Win or lose today.
Yeah, you steal one. You got to steal one on the road.
Dodgers feel like they're coming back for the next 3. Hard to see Milwaukee even getting it back to Milwaukee. If they do, they'd probably be down 3-2. Tough situation now for the Brewers.
I think the interesting thing is obviously the bullpen of the Dodgers has been the weakness, the Achilles heel. But when you take a bunch of guys that were starters and you throw them in, and you don't pitch guys like Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates and some of the guys that imploded for you throughout the season, and you settle on Roki Sasaki. So last night, I think if you're the Dodgers and you're Dodger fans, you're slightly concerned because the velo was down and the command was off, right? So that's two things you're pretty important for your elite back end trying to protect a 2-0 lead. And there was a little bit of a crack there. And again, I mean, this is a kid. He's a rookie still. And, had to send him down earlier in the season, kind of stashed him down there, worked with him, came back, lights out. He had 3 days rest too. So it's not like he was overused or anything like that. So that's just something to monitor. If you're the Brewers, your goal has to be, which is probably their goal all of the entire season. We got to grind ABs. And I mean, we have to grind. We have to foul pitches off. We need 7-8 pitches per plate appearance. We have to be the pesky little turds that we are.
Get to that bullpen.
Get to the bullpen. They don't have a ton of options. They got Robleski up.
Emmett Sheehan.
Emmett Sheehan is good. Kasparius is on the roster now. So they have arms down there. How effective will these guys be, in postseason action? It remains to be seen. But that's really your only hope is to be as pesky and knock those starters out.
I saw, but Blake Snell can't pitch every game. No, but pitch. Yoshinobu Yamamoto can pitch, and then
Tyler Glasnow can pitch really well.
Can pitch.
Shohei Ohtani
can pitch. They have no shortage of starting arms that are going to put them in position to win every game of this series. Now, Freddie Peralta going here in game 2 for the Brewers. He can be very good.
He can. He got touched up for the 3-run homer, but then settled down.
Remember, the Dodgers lineup is, again, it's the Dodgers lineup, and they can be effective against just about everybody in baseball. So
Kike Hernandez, another 2 hits last night. He's unbelievable. Like, I just don't understand it. It's one of those things that should be studied in a lab, how the guy can be the worst hitter, qualified in baseball. And then October turns and he's like, yeah, not only am I in the lineup, I hit 6th and just driving runs and get on base.
You held them down all game.
You did.
You still didn't win that one.
That's
so tell me,
tough.
which game are you going to win now?
You burned through how many arms last night? Like 7 if you're the Brewers, which they'll all be ready to go today. It's the end of the season. So, but it just doesn't seem like they have enough. It just doesn't seem like they have enough.
They used 6 different pitchers, including their opener, Aaron Ashby, followed by Quinn Priester, Chad Patrick. I mean, they used their arms and they still couldn't find a way. Then I got 2 hits in the entire game.
2 hits.
I thought the offensive strategy on the other side. Did you see? So the Seattle Mariners, 3 home runs, 10 runs. They also struck out 14 times.
Wow.
In that game. They struck out 14 times versus just 5 for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays were making contact. The Mariners were putting up runs.
Selling out for
power. Julio Rodriguez went 1 for 4 with a 3-run home run, then struck out 3 times. But you'll take that in the playoffs
all day.
1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts is a phenomenal day. If that one
is a 3-run homer.
The 3-run homer.
100%.
Man. The guy only hit 250 yesterday. I'll take it. Drove in 3 runs. Got him on the board.
Randy Arozarena, 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts, but scored 2 runs because he got hit and scored both times. You'll take that in the playoffs every single day.
I don't know
Josh Naylor's gotten hot all of a sudden.
I don't know if you know this. To beat the other team, you have to score more runs than them. And the teams that can score runs and score multiple runs on one swing have had great
and the Blue Jays did for the first 2 rounds.
They did.
Scored runs at will, but somehow, at some point, it always seems to dry up for every team but one.
Tyler says, so wait, are you now saying RBIs do matter? To walk back your
runs matter.
Oh, okay. How do those guys?
I don't care if no one drives them in. You could score them all on errors.
On wild pitches.
Score runs.
You do. And if you want to walk that comment
you
back,
can walk it
I'll give you this opportunity.
You can have the opportunity to do it.
RBIs matter. RBIs don't make a player a good player.
Okay.
Ah, man, I gave you a chance, and that's
that to Joe.
If you batted 1,000 with no RBIs because no one was on base in front of you, you're a very good player.
Of course. Nobody's ever batted 1,000. No one's ever going to bat 1,000.
But you'd still be a very good player.
If you hit 125 and you drove in 160 runs,
I'll take it.
You're also a good player.
You wouldn't drive in 160 runs batting 125, though. You couldn't do that. You have to be a good player to get that many runs batted in and get the opportunities to do so. You wouldn't get that many RBI. There's just no way. I mean, if every hit you hit was a home run, even if you hit 125, I don't think you drive in 160. That's what I'm saying. I was just saying. If you're a good player, you're a good player, and the RBIs will come. If you're a bad player, you're a bad player. You won't get that many RBI. It's not the RBI that tells me you're a good player. If you're a good player, you will drive in runs.
Okay.
There are no bad players who drive in tons of runs.
Okay.
And there are no good players who don't drive in runs. Does that explain it better?
No,
what I'm trying to say?
Not even a little.
Do you feel like there are bad players who drive in a lot of runs?
I mean, categorizing big league players as good and
not
bad
a good like overall he's not a very good offensive player, but man, he drives in a ton of runs when he gets an opportunity.
Well, hang on.
He's a good offensive player. That's why he drives in runs.
RBI leaders.
They're all great offensive players.
I'm saying that they're important. You're saying that RBIs don't matter.
I'm saying that they get a lot of RBIs because they have high OPS.
All right, your RBI leaders were Kyle Schwarber, Pete Alonso, Cal Raleigh, Eugenio Suarez, Aaron Judge, Vinny Pasquantino, Riley Green, Junior Caminero, Rafael Devers, and Juan Soto. That's your top 10.
All great players.
Great players, yeah.
That you will find them in the RBI leaders because they're great players.
Kyle Schwarber, what is your point? There was Kyle Schwarber.
What
did he bat? 230,
Your goal is to be a great player who hits the ball hard, who hits for power, who hits extra base hits, who gets on base a lot, and because of that, you're going to drive in a lot of runs. Anytime next time we interview any manager, do you want a guy that drives in a lot of runs? He will say yes. Do you want? There are no bad players.
Do you want an
RBI?
You want an RBI guy, a guy that can get that run in. Doesn't have to be a hit. You know, guy. Do you want to? Are there a difference between baseball players?
That player doesn't exist. The guy who doesn't get a lot of hits but drives in a lot of runs doesn't exist. You've created a fictional player.
Kyle Schwarber, he only hit 240.
For OPS is through the roof because of power. It's the OPS you're looking for.
Well, I agree. I like OPS. I think it's a really good stat.
That's what I'm
But I
looking
also
for.
at the end of the year, I look and go, guy drove in 100 runs. I'll take him.
But if he had a 900 OPS and 1 year he only drove in 80, he didn't have a worse year. He just had less opportunities.
Why do you hate RBIs?
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will send it out to the AJ Preller news conference to talk about Mike Shildt's retirement. Do not go anywhere on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.